we all adopted a different strategy at the get-go.
Whoa, I'm back!
Oh!
Hey,
Whoa.
welcome.
We didn't know you were there.
How's it going, everybody? It is it's Friday night here on Saving Throw.
Thanks for the sub.
Infamous
Oh,
King.
talked right over it. I was like, what is happening?
And Shimmickson.
And
Thank you.
Shimmickson, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for the sub.
I want a cupcake.
But welcome to Wildcards. This is our Deadlands Reloaded show where we will be traveling through the dark and strange and supernatural locales of the Weird West, and also the depths of the human soul.
Oh.
Whoa.
We'll be using the savageworlds system to play Vampire 54. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Vampire 54.
And yeah, we're gonna be doing some more of that tonight. I think we're gonna keep going with this.
We're plumbing souls.
We're gonna keep plumbing them souls.
Stick with
My
it.
name is Jordan Caves-callarman. I'm the marshal around these parts, and that's why I have this screen and why I'm sitting here. This is my chair.
And the badge.
happening?
What?
Weird.
Huh?
I'm just explaining to everybody, if they've never been here before, why I'm sitting in this chair.
Okay.
But along those lines, if you've never been here before, let's meet everyone else here at the table.
Okay.
And if you have been here before, let's still meet them. So,
That's nice to
this is what I need tonight. No, you guys, you don't have to meet each other.
Oh.
You don't have to meet each other. What are you doing?
I forgot a glove.
Oh, one moment. Everyone hold for glove.
I don't know where I put it.
Hold for
Don't
glove?
hold for glove.
So this is what I need from you guys tonight. I would like your name, your character name.
All right, so far so good.
And then I would like from each of you, since it's been a long time since we've done that, I would like a physical description of your character.
Oh.
And part of this is for me as well, because I have become so used to thinking about all of these characters as you guys at the table. And I want to see what I want to see, and I want chat to see what you guys see in your heads when you picture your character.
Sure, that
We've
makes
talked
sense.
about a couple of the way you guys look more than some of the others, but I just want to do a quick refresher for everybody. So your name, your character's name, and then describe them to us.
Okay.
And we will start with the one who I happen to know the way they look the clearest. Right over here.
Me.
It's you.
Hey guys, my name's Zook. I play James Bogue, the gunslinger, and he looks like this. Insert photo of Lee Van Cleef. But no, let me explain.
Do we have one of those?
Yeah, let's
where is
just
that?
do it.
Also,
Where is that?
Beacon 29, thank you very much for the
Yes,
bits.
thank you so much,
Yes.
Beacon
Thank you.
29. Get your swords up in chat for Beacon 29. So, basically, black hat or possibly dark brown, fairly wide brim. Does not quite look like the hat that I wear as James Bogue, but I guess you could say somewhat of a gambler hat, maybe, for those of you who know that. But he has a black overcoat, what do they call that? A frock coat that is so caked in dust and stuff that it basically looks gray. And it's been, the sun and everything has kind of bleached it. He has a gray, basically the vest, and he's got a nice little hanky around his neck, similar to.
That's what he calls it too.
Yeah, I call it the hanky.
I think you covered your mic.
I did. Let's see what else. He is tall. He is about 6 foot. A little lanky. With his hanky. He's 6 foot, about 195 pounds. He's got a mustache. It's fairly bushy. He does not have a full beard like I do, but he is relatively gaunt and has very clear blue eyes. Piercing.
What do those
you might
eyes
say.
always seem to be doing? If anything. This is not a leading question. It's just if anything pops to head, I'm curious.
BSB Care, thank you so much.
25. Hey, thank you for the tip.
They are always looking around, and oftentimes they will focus on someone and just because of his line of work and everything, he's always basically looking people and surmising threat levels and whether he's seen them before and whether they fit into some sort of demographic that he can put them into a bucket and know how to deal with them and stuff like that. And so sometimes he runs into people that he can't do that with.
Sure. Some people don't fit in a brain bucket.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
like to imagine that when you kill people, you just cut them up and put them in a bucket too.
I know just what bucket to put you in.
He's not
Dead
Dexter.
person bucket. Thanks very much.
Thank you, BSB Care.
16 months in a row.
Wow.
Look at that. That's awesome.
Old
Yeah.
school.
But yeah, black pants, dark brown boots, just with mud kind of on the bottom of the pants and stuff. Just again, he's pretty caked in there. He's a trail man. He's not big on
Laundry.
On laundry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, right next to someone who has clearly thought about this before, we have.
Yeah, hi, I'm Gaurav, and I'm playing Howell Melton, who is the consummate is 7.
This is 7, but you weren't here.
But you weren't in
episode.
one.
Yeah, so you would
And you skipped one last
just
time
say it
because
backwards
of that.
now to get rid of it.
Iswulika.
There you go.
Gentlemen.
Missed the frontier part.
Oh, sorry.
We all knew
And
it.
the extra S!
Okay, well, I just...
Anyways, so
Infamous King Cupcake.
Hey,
10.
so I don't know
remember
if you
Infamous
have
King
thought about
Cupcake.
this to the same extent that Dom Zook has thought about this. Dom Zook, I get the impression you have a very clear idea of what James' book looks like.
Super
in your
clear.
head.
Yeah, I have thought about this
Okay.
in like the last 3 minutes while Dom was talking.
Share with us.
So Howell Melton is probably like a little taller than most, maybe 6'2" ish. He's a taller man. He's been working on a ranch his whole life, probably his whole adult life, anyways. If he was like, I'm gonna make this a little easier for everybody. If he was a celebrity, he'd look a little bit like Chris Pratt. Like he has a very gentle, kind face. Probably has like a 5 o'clock, a little deeper than a 5 o'clock shadow.
Okay.
So almost a slight beard. He has dark brown hair.
Okay.
He's usually wearing denim jeans and work boots. Well, I guess at this point it'd be cowboy boots. And he wears a vest, much like this, actually. I do dress mostly like him.
Okay.
He's wearing a lighter denim shirt than this. This is a little darker than he usually wears. And he does have a hat that is brown, a regular old cowboy hat, I'd say. And yeah, that's a pretty good description of him, I'd say. He handles himself very in a gentlemanly way, but he's not like against spitting or anything. Like
So
he's kind.
I'm gonna imagine Chris Pratt from the Magnificent Seven remake, where he
Oh,
was.
yeah, he was in that.
He was pretty jovial and everything, but there was an underlying hardness that would come out when in dangerous or pressing situations.
Yes, I forgot he was in that.
He was.
Yeah, he was a cowboy.
Go watch that, but not now, because right across the table from Chris Pratt, but with denim, we have.
Hi, I'm Meghan Caves, and I play Rosaline Searshaburn. So whenever I create a character, sometimes I just kind of, I don't think about their look as much. I think of it sort of as me, and sometimes I completely change it. Rosaline, I really went for the Irish, but I went dark Irish, so she's got very dark hair, green eyes, and I did actually, we were just talking about this, Dom and I, that in the first episode, I think I mentioned that her favorite color is green, and I really wanted to find a green dress for her, but dresses like this don't come in green, not in a green that isn't ridiculous.
Not in an affordable price range.
That
at
too,
least.
yeah, that too. So, so now it's basically turned into red, and that's kind of what's gotten stuck in my head. But yeah, I dress a lot like her. I imagine her with very long hair, that she is very dark, and that she maybe styles like this, or probably has a lot more of it than I do. One thing that I don't think is always super clear, especially when she's out, like when they're adventuring, she has a completely different outfit. So she kind of has her like around town outfit that would be closer to this one. And then she has her adventuring outfit, which is like a white blouse and a skirt that is just, it's more normal. And then she has
moving.
It's for moving. She has a quick draw knife holster, basically, which is pretty cool. So she's got all of her throwing knives on it, and then she has a place for both Mary and Scarlet, her other two knives. Yeah, I think that's probably just of it. Really, this is one character that I thought of looking a bit more like me, simply because I've got the dark hair and the very pale Irish-ish skin anyway. But green eyes, so that's different. It's different.
So
Look at that.
It's like the difference is kind of what makes them the same. So right next to her,
I don't understand.
we've got, don't ask questions
What
about it, let's just
the
move
fuck
on.
you just said?
We've got, last but not least,
Hi, I'm Jordan Pridgeon, and I am playing Gabriel Pryor. And, well, outfit-wise, since I've changed from Doc Pridgeon look to this, this is pretty much what I imagined Gabe always kind of dressing as. He tends to try and make himself, like, it wasn't always this way, but now his sort of MO is to try and make himself like look nice so that people immediately kind of respect him and expect that he is supposed to be wherever it is he is. Because if you put on that sort of air, people tend to just believe you a lot of the time. I guess coloration-wise, he's close to me, but
Thank you for the
Thank
tip.
you, Blaine.
hey, thanks, Blindseer. Coloration-wise, he's like kind of close to me as like black hair, probably a little paler, and tends to have a kind of a Van Dyke mustache, goatee
kind of combo.
yeah, sort of thing going on. That's usually like pretty well kept, and
Something along those lines, but not quite so dark.
yeah.
I mean, like so gray.
Not quite so much like in the down here and
Sure.
stuff. But yeah, that sort of deal.
Thank you.
The lurking
Lurking
shade.
shade.
Thank you.
Some lurking shade.
I've also always imagined him as being like generally not like super tall, but a pretty tall and thin. Kind of the picture that I've shown these guys before. That's kind of what I imagine is younger pictures of Lord Vetinari from the Discworld series. So kind of a longer face, kind of clean and kept together, and like shorter cropped hair, and just trying to kind of give a general air of having himself together.
Sure.
But he also changes up what he's wearing and stuff when they're like going out a little more practically.
That's true.
So.
Or, when you need to blend into a new place.
Yeah, and he's had his clothes shot a bunch of times, so.
Yep, that's also true.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to take a little time and do that just for my edification, but also for those of you at home who may now be thinking of all these characters as just these players at the table. They are not just the players at the table, they exist in a larger sense in our brains.
Ooh. And now in your brain, more clearly, too. Nerdarchy, thank you very much for the host.
Oh,
Hey,
thanks,
Nerdarchy.
Thank you very much.
Much appreciated.
So, the rest of the world that they live in just looks like me. Everyone else looks like me.
With various wigs and mustaches.
Yeah.
Isn't my wife pretty?
And different postures.
So, that is who we are playing with. Now let's talk about saving throw.
Just real quick, guys, we are an independent channel. We are here because we want to entertain you, and we hope you enjoy what we're doing. But we have the backing of only just us and you guys. So if you enjoy what we're doing, if you're having a good time, if you want to support us moving forward and make sure we continue to put out fun shows for you guys to come hang out with, please feel free to tip during the show.
It's very helpful to us. It helps us keep the lights on, helps us keep the rent paid. And as a fun bonus, all of the tips that you guys send during the show, all cash tips, go towards unlocking reward tiers, which you can check out if you hit !unlocks in the chat. You can see what reward tiers we have in store for you tonight. You can also hit !tips to follow the link to the tips. If you guys can't tip, that's totally cool too. We love just that you're here, and we very much appreciate you guys spreading the word about Saving Throw and all the shows that we do. We hope to get more people in so that we can continue to put out more stuff for you guys. So thank you very much for your support. It means a lot to us.
We're not really entirely independent. Old Spice sent us some socks once.
That's true.
We did get socks.
That's true.
We're basically in Big Deodorant's pocket now. But yeah, so there is that.
Also, we are very lucky tonight to have Isaiah behind the cameras. Thank you very much, Isaiah.
I am not doing it this week, so I'll be able to focus on doing what I'm trying to do instead of trying to do math in my head, which will be a fun change for me.
I think that's pretty much everything. I think that's all the bookkeeping. Why don't we saddle up?
Okay.
Good thing I remembered to take my hat off.
Good call. Good
so I
timing.
could put it on. Now I'm all saddled up.
So everybody, what say we draw some fate chips?
Let's do it.
Now, if you'll remember, the mystery box was unlocked last time. That is the new reward tier we've added on. Once we clear all of our rewards, if that happens, every $50 above that gets a pull from, where is it?
Could be anywhere.
The mystery box.
Whoa.
The box of mystery. Some things in here are good. Some things, not so good. Some things are just weird. But last time, we got one of the good ones. Mm-hmm. Hal Melton won the pick a number game, so Hal Melton gets an extra fate chip this time. Yes. So we'll start with Hal Melton. Draw four fate chips.
4 fate
Hal
chips.
Melton.
How extravagant.
Okey-dokey.
I don't know anyone who can draw more.
No, that would be
Yeah.
absurd.
It would
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, I feel like
many.
I'm breaking the game right now by drawing 4.
Yeah.
What you got?
I got 2 whites, a red, and a blue.
Hey,
Wow.
pretty good sampler pack. If you want to know what fate chips do, there should be a scrolling card coming up soon that'll let you know. James Bogue, draw 3.
Okay.
You normal human man.
I am. I did it again.
America.
Red, white,
Red,
and
white, and blue.
America.
Gabriel Pryor, draw 5.
Oh, yeah.
Double up.
Double up,
Here
Omega.
comes the 25.
One.
Double up.
It can be hard to tell. That's just 3.
Okay.
Double up, Omega. Double up.
I got 3 whites and 2 reds.
All right. And
For you.
Miss Rosaline Byrne, draw 3.
Right. That's 3. I got 3 white.
3 whites. And I will draw 1
This
for
guy's
each of
looking
you.
at me.
I got 2 whites, a blue, and a red.
Copycat.
I know. All right, guys. So last time we picked up in a house in a field in the middle of nowhere in the plains of Denver. A big house, a very purposefully constructed house, home of the Sisters of Imminence, where all of these guys were kept prisoner after their flight from the prairie ticks. Now, eventually, they were able to make nice, on the whole, with the Sisters of Imminence. Maybe not everybody had as good of a time as everyone else. And they were able to learn that the sisters were there kind of building their own army of people that were developing these special abilities that seemed to come just from within themselves. No demonic or spiritual or any kind of source, just abilities from their own brain. Thank you very much, guys.
DJ Ray.
This guy and DJ Ray.
DJ to the 5.
One of those people was Ludi Melton, Hal Melton's wife.
That's your wife.
My wife.
And though she initially was very cold to him, eventually she revealed that the reasons why they could not be together. Basically, it was gonna be bad news for the world at large if they stayed together. And also, she had to harden her heart against the dark forces that were constantly besieging and following the Sisters of Imminence wherever they go to try and use the people they care and love the most against them. And so, having come to that understanding, everyone left, leaving Ludi behind and heading back to Denver. Gabriel Pryor had been sequestered that entire time and kept secret and safe and separate, that's the word I was looking for the first time, from everyone else. The details of which are to be found on our Twitter accounts. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on. And we will pick up having 2 days later arrived in the evening back in Denver. But first, everyone raise a glass.
Okay.
Oh, it's
'Cause
time
we
for
got some toasts.
toast.
First toast from Toa47. Whew. A toast to the mods who spend their time helping the community, the chat, and making this place a fun and happy place for saving throw. Also, more booze.
Okay, let's try it.
What's that last
Okay,
one?
all right.
A toast to the mods who spend their time helping the community, the chat, and making this place a fun and happy place for saving throw. Also, more booze. Set them up and knock them down. Thank you very much, Toa47.
Nailed it.
Perfect.
This
Yet
next
again.
toast is from Shimmickson.
It's like one boy.
To almost as cool. That's me. The newest member of the cast and crew. Pros. To almost as cool. The newest member of the cast and crew. Pros. Set them up and knock them down. That's
Just
a
'cause
reference
you
to our
just got-
Discord. I just got promoted.
A little hasty, I think.
This one is from the infamous King Cupcake.
All right.
It's time to get all sorts of swifty in here.
Yeah.
It's time to get all sorts of swifty in here. Set them up, knock them down. Megan's the only person at the table who doesn't get that one.
You don't get that? Oh no.
Don't explain
give
it.
her a hard time
Don't
about
explain
it.
it.
No.
No one ever explained it.
Why did I get it? I don't know what I'm missing.
From Vampire 54. To the cast, no longer novice players. To the marshal, no longer an intermediate GM. Thank you very much. To the cast,
No longer
Novice players.
No longer novice
I
players.
deserve that. To the marshal,
No
longer an intermediate GM. Set them up and knock them down. Thank you very much, Vampire 54.
Chat, what level GM is?
That's cool. We don't have to do that now.
Do a vote.
Just put it in chat.
We
We'll
have
go
one more
through it
toast
later.
coming in.
Journeyman.
I think all the gold toasts are locked, so now we're doing the cash toast. So I believe it starts at $5 and then 10 and then 15 and so on. Thank you guys very much. I have a piece of cursed Spanish gold from Vampire 54 for their resub for Miss Rosaline Byrne.
Whoa!
Very much.
I have a piece of cursed Spanish gold for BSB Cares resub for Hal Milton.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
BSB. Much appreciated.
From infamous King Cupcake, sub piece of cursed Spanish gold
to James Bogue.
Whoa!
One more.
From the Lurking Shade,
Come on, Gabe. Come on, Gabe.
piece of
Come on,
cursed
Gabe.
Spanish gold for subbing to Rosaline Burke.
Whoa!
It's okay. I don't need luck.
Thank you, Lord.
From Venus
I have
Sky.
faith chips.
You get a second chance. Here it comes.
Venus Sky, a piece of cursed Spanish gold for subbing to Rosaline Burke. From Peter Buxton,
Whoa! Is it your
We got a lot
day?
of
a
subs
piece
going
of
on.
cursed Spanish
We do,
gold
I know.
for James Bogue.
Oh, thank you.
We're the no.
I guess everyone's like, you get so many fate checks.
It's
I got the
Gee,
5.
Thanks, mister.
Thank you guys very much. And we have our last toast from BSB Care. Everyone raise a glass. Let's get ready for some high strangeness.
oh.
Let's get ready for some high strangeness. Set them up
I'm not ready
and knock
for
them
that.
down. Thank you very much, BSB Care.
Why would we be saying that?
I know. Do we have to?
I think we have also unlocked some reward tiers.
Dumb. That's a quarter, son.
Thank you.
Don't use that against me.
This is silver. Gee, thanks.
We're gonna regret having showed you guys that. We have unlocked some reward tiers, but Isaiah is catching up with all of your toasts and everything, so we will get to those here in a bit. So let's jump in.
Okay.
It's been quite a while. It's been pretty much 2 days of writing to get back to Denver. Addie and her boat are long gone.
Yeah.
You only told her to wait, I believe, a day
A
or
day.
two.
Yep,
Yeah.
seems fair.
So
Yeah.
she left. So you guys have had to hoof it back, and it's been a long and kind of
Nightstein.
Nightstein, thank you for the
you.
Thank you, Nightsteed.
It's been a long and kind of introspective ride back, we'll say. But you make it back into Denver around nightfall, and everyone is just crazy tired, I imagine. So fair to say you would all go to your places of residence?
I think that's fair. I do think before we go back, I might have a quick word with Howell. And
Please
just be like,
do.
Howell, now, I know that you've had other things on your mind, but it might be best if you lay low for the next couple of days. Maybe get a new room somewhere.
I don't know if I can afford anything other than Rusty Sal's.
Well, then at least get a different room in Rusty Sal's. Look, not throwing that fight, you have made some potentially very powerful enemies, and it would just be best if you were to let it just blow over for a little while.
Well, I got an idea. What if we just went back to that bookie and gave him a better offer? You know, laying low is one thing, but what if we fight this up front?
Look,
We just tell him, hey, you get me, and I'll fight whoever you want.
sure, maybe one day we could go do that, but at this point, his blood is probably too hot for us to just walk up and make another offer to him. All right?
All right, I don't like.
He had a lot riding on that. There was a great deal of money lost. Now, it worked out okay for us, but these sort of people don't mess around. And they don't play fair.
All right, yeah, I get it, but I'm no good to hide in my room. I get all knackered and I want to leave, so I can't promise
Well,
nothing.
do your best. For now. I'll work it out somehow.
All right. All right. Good night,
Okay.
preacher.
Not how.
So you guys are going back to the Brown Palace, and you're going back to hold on, Rusty Sal's. Now he said stay in a different room at Rusty Sal's, but Rusty Sal's is no Brown Palace.
That's right.
There are not floors of rooms, nor are there winding passageways. There's like a back area. So you know that. You don't know if Gabe knows that, accustomed as he is to staying in the nicest joint in Denver.
Can I talk to Rusty Sal?
You definitely can. So you're heading back to Rusty Sal's?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
And then James Bogue, are you heading back to
Longmire.
the Longmire?
Yeah.
Okay. So Howell, heading back to Rusty Sal's. Make a notice roll for me.
Oh, okay. There's a 4.
4 is enough.
4 is a success.
There is an unsavory-looking gentleman just sitting on a bench outside of Rusty Sal's, who you are 100% confident you have seen around the fighting ring. Just sitting there and just watching people go by on the street. He looks bored, but he's paying attention.
Do I know his name?
You probably don't know this guy's name, but you do know that you have seen him quite frequently in the company of Lonzo the Drum.
Okay.
Remember that?
Did you say I did know about there being a back entrance to Rusty Sal's?
I don't remember mentioning anything about that, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to sneak into the back if I can.
Okay. Before you try and sneak. It's gonna be real sneaky. Before you try and sneak into the back, maybe we should address some of these things that got unlocked. What do you say?
Sure. Yeah, sounds good.
The first story tier has been unlocked, and that one is called You Get One.
Oh.
We won't talk about what that is just yet, but thank you very much, mysterious strangers in chat.
Thank you.
Also, we have unlocked a draw from the adventure deck. Now, Garoth picked out these dice this time, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll for which one of you gets it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3.
Yay!
Miss Rosaline Byrne, draw.
I'll take this one.
What'd you
Now
get?
Dom can't get the PowerPoints one.
Yeah, you're welcome. This one is Contact. Reggie, you rolled Scoundrel. How have you been? Your hero sees an old friend or acquaintance who might help him in his current quest somehow. Of course, he may also ask for a favor in return.
Oh.
So use it carefully.
Yeah.
That card got James Bogue deputized in Coldwater Creek.
Yep.
Nice.
We have also unlocked
Worked
a
out
fistful
well.
of cursed Spanish gold for the
Oh,
table.
thank you.
Oh, thank
So
you,
there's
Chad.
that whole fistful, right? Oh, that went
Oh,
way
no.
too
That one's
far.
gone. No way we're ever getting that one.
We have unlocked the second story reward tier, which is called Somebody's Poisoned the Water Hole. But again, I will not say what that one means.
Don't
but
drink.
Thank you
Don't
very
drink
much.
the water.
Thank you very much.
I'm so thirsty.
Oh, you guys, come on. I wouldn't name it anything like that if that's
Well, right, but just to be safe.
I just hope that there's no one that says there's a snake in my boot.
Yeah.
I know
We
that-
also got
I think we already had There's a Snake in My Boot, didn't we?
we also got another reroll. I had another reroll, another draw.
Draw!
For Gabriel Pratt.
Whoa!
Draw, Gabriel Pratt.
PowerPoints.
It's been a while since you've gotten
could
these
use
draws.
them.
He
I could
actually
use
can
PowerPoints now. I got
PowerPoints.
There's wizards on the other side.
Seize the Day, out of my way. The character acts as if he had drawn a Joker this combat round.
Wow.
Oh, wait,
That's a good one.
Does that mean we get?
That is pretty cool.
We'd get fate chips.
That would mean you would get fate shield.
Ha ha!
That's good.
And then also, Nightsteed has given their resub piece of cursed Spanish gold to Thomas. So here you go, Thomas. Thomas McGill.
McGill.
An old alias of Gabriel Pryor's.
Nice.
All right,
Edmund Fletcher.
now that we've got that stuff unlocked,
Eventually, I'll bring you in.
and thank you very much for that, you mysterious strangers in chat. Now that we have that stuff unlocked, yeah, would you like to try and sneak around back to the
I would.
to the back of Rusty Sal's? Make a stealth roll for me, please.
Sure.
And I will say, it's getting dark enough, not so dark that it would have imposed a penalty on your notice roll, but dark enough that it'll give you a +1 to your stealth roll.
Great. Well, I'm
The
at
sun
minus.
just went down.
I'm at -2 because I don't have any stealth.
Great.
So this.
So you're at -1.
-1. Great. Ace.
That is an ace.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Double
Another
A's.
ace.
I'm sneepy.
So sneaky.
9 minus 1.
An 8.
Yes.
That's success with a raise. However, he is an active guard, so he's going to get to roll to try and notice you. He rolled a 1. So he does not. He is. You wait and you watch him for long enough, and you notice he's got somewhat of a pattern that he's kind of doing for himself, where he'll check down one street and then check the other. And then check that one, and you're able to time it out. I don't want to say it's like a video game level, but it's kind of like.
See
a
his
video
cone
game level.
eyesight?
Yeah. What was that? Then he just forgets. But anyways, you're able to sneak around the back of Rusty Sal's and head in through the back.
Okay. Cool.
You walk right through the kitchen area where Sal is just kind of ladling the plates of stew into bowls.
Oh,
Evening.
so that does come from the kitchen. Sal, hey, sorry, use the back door. Hope you don't mind.
No, it's fine. Same as the front, really.
Suppose that's true, but I got a question. Do you have another room I could switch into tonight?
Yeah. I got the room on the right.
So just the room next door to mine, just
Right, well, you got the room on the left.
and nobody's in that other room.
No.
You had to think about it for a second.
No, I was just looking around at the squalor.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Am I your only resident right now?
Are you just stringing me along? You know you're my only resident.
I thought I heard other people here, but maybe it's just you.
I operate a saloon / feeding trough, so every now and then, yes, you will hear other people. How many hits to the head have you taken, Howell Melton?
All right, son. I'm gonna make you upset. I'm sorry.
You owe me back pay for the week you's gone.
Oh yeah, I'll pay him right now.
All right, doesn't typically work that way, but I'll happily accept.
Mind if I get one of those bowls to go?
Sure. Hey. You know what? Half price. Probably thought I was going to say on the house, but I got to make a living, so.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Mighty presumptuous of you.
I'll just move my stuff over and clean out the room on the left, and I'll be in the room on the right from now on.
All right. I know. I assigned it to you.
Right.
Evening.
Evening.
Real busy. All right.
Why is there so many bowls full? Who are they for?
People are hungry.
Sometimes people only eat half their bowl and then stumble out, and he just takes it. And
He's
pours
using
it
a
back into
he's
the
using a
bowl.
shot glass to put stuff in the bowl, so it's several scoops per bowl. So you head back to the Longmire, and just go right to sleep.
Yeah.
Probably. Okay. And you
As
guys,
Bogue fashion.
yeah, you guys head back to the Brown Palace.
Yes, but I think we also head in cautiously because I don't know if people particularly know I stay there. I don't think I advertise.
I don't think that you do.
Yeah, but still, we'd probably be careful.
I think he is. I think I'm just stomping in there.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
And also, how long was this trip back?
Better part of 2 days.
I think that Rose has been a bit quiet and cold.
Okay. Gabriel Pryor, are you touching that?
I think Gabe expected Rose to be a little upset.
Sure.
And has tried to talk a bit, and it has not been particularly fruitful, so is sort of letting things simmer
Okay.
for a bit.
All right. So you guys, Rosaline stomps upstairs, and you trail behind her. It's very quiet down here in the lobby this evening. You're cautious, but you really don't see much of anyone around. It seems like
All
a
right.
very slow night. There's not even someone manning the desk right now at the Brown Palace.
What?
I know. They might have stepped out for just a moment.
That's not very professional.
I know. Well, he doesn't. Nicholas doesn't work there 24 hours a
I'm pretty
day.
sure he
Seems like
does.
it.
He has shifts. They just coincidentally time up with when you guys need to speak to someone at the front desk.
I was hoping he had a twin brother.
Yeah, I was gonna say the other people are all Nicholas.
Yeah. Like Nurse Joy in Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every Brown Palace has its own Nicholas Ewell. So you head upstairs. Mm-hmm. And you guys go to sleep?
Yeah, Rose goes right to sleep.
Get in bed? Okay. And after maybe a little bit of awkward, uncomfortable silence, you guys kind of start trailing off to sleep. If
Yeah,
anyone...
I think Gabe kind of goes up and like maybe even suggests like, should we have a quick drink before we? Nope. All right.
She probably just says something like, if you want.
No, maybe we should get an early night. It's been a long ride.
I think that is a good plan.
That's uncomfortable. Okay. And then you guys go
Yeah.
to sleep. If anyone was watching outside the window of
Room
It's
57. the Brown Palace, they would notice, only if they were watching very carefully, out of the night sky, a single raven swooping down and perching on the windowsill outside of room 57 and staring in intently through the window, staring in intently at where Rosaline is sleeping on the bed. Rosaline, will you make a guts roll for me, please, at a -2?
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yes.
Now that's going to
bad.
be modified by your grit.
Right, so it's just a minus.
It's actually
Oh,
at
it'd
a
be plus
+1.
+1.
Yeah, that's better. I like that.
Because-
I like that better. Guts.
We're veterans?
We're seasoned.
No, you're veterans.
Veterans, yes.
What character sheet do I have?
The wrong one, apparently.
I never replaced the word.
Oh, you aced.
So, what's 10?
A 10.
Wow.
Okay. That's a pretty good success on the guts roll.
I'm like, whatever, Raven, I don't give a shit. I'm
All the same.
mad.
All the same. Rosaline, in your dreams,
You find yourself back in the room at the home of the Sisters of Eminence, locked back in your room before anyone had come to see you. And you are aware of how much smaller this room is than you remember it being, and how locked in you are. That tiny little slit of a window that barely even lets in any light, and the heavy locked door. And you feel cut off and trapped. And though you go and bang on the door and demand that someone speak to you, demand that someone lets you out, your cries go unanswered. And you spend most of the night tossing and turning, just trapped in your mind in that room. And shortly before morning, that raven caws once, very, very, very softly, and then flies away. It's morning. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
And that happened because you guys unlocked Quoth the Raven last session. And that's just the beginning. So thank you very much, mysterious strangers in chat.
And Edgar Allan Poe.
Just
Who was raised in Richmond, Virginia, by the way. Born in Baltimore.
as a note here, she would get up early and head out.
Okay.
Just so you know.
All right. So she's getting up early and heading out.
Well, let's just go right with that. Wasn't a great night of sleep. You don't fully remember what you dreamed about, but you remember that it was unpleasant, and you're remembering bits and pieces of it, and that sensation of being trapped and imprisoned, which is not something that Rosaline takes very kindly to, is it?
No, she doesn't
No.
like imprisonment.
And you head downstairs, and you are stopped on your way downstairs by Nicholas Ubel.
At the front desk.
Excuse me, Miss Byrne.
Yes, Nicholas.
Well, first of all, I'd like very much to welcome you back to the Brown Palace.
Thank you.
And secondly, it is my regret to inform you that I will need you and Mr. Pryor to check out today.
Why?
Well, it is the decision of management, since an anonymous complaint was lodged about the nature of your business here in Denver, that you be removed from your lodging. The Brown Palace is not a house of ill repute, nor will we allow it to be treated as such. That is the message from management. It is in no way a judgment from me. You know I am very carefully neutral when it comes to all of the matters concerning our guests. So I must respectfully ask that you and Mr. Pryor vacate your room before 11 o'clock a.m., which, as you know, is checkout time.
Have you often had to physically throw people out of your hotel?
We have not. We do not physically throw people out of our hotel. We merely alert the town deputies and the marshal if there is any sort of problem, and that typically shortcuts the whole event right then and there.
Well, you should let management know that this will end up being a huge mistake for them because they don't know who it is they've thrown out of this hotel. And then I'm going to turn and leave.
You're leaving the hotel?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thank you. I will alert Mr. Pryor when he comes downstairs.
She's going to go see James.
Okay. So you're heading over to the Longmire.
What are you two doing?
I think I woke up when Rose woke up, and maybe even like tried to like engage a little bit, but again, it's just sort of a like it does not seem like this is good talky time.
Sure.
So I probably sat in the room a little while to like give her like time to, because I feel like she probably wants distance. Whether that is a proper assessment of what is going on or not, that is how Gabriel has interpreted it. And then, I'll probably head down and probably plan to go check on Howell.
Okay.
I'd probably stay put because that's what I was told to do, and maybe just check the front to see if that guy's still there.
He is.
He's still there in the morning?
Well, I mean, you didn't check all through the night to see if he stayed there all night, but he's back now.
I'd probably ask Sal to see if he knows when that guy got there.
Do you insist on calling me Sal because you think this place is named after me, or is this some sort of attempt at like a familiarity?
Oh, no, I beg your pardon. I thought your name was Sal.
Well, you came in and just started calling me Sal, and I went with it. You're a big fella.
Well, I didn't mean no disrespect. I just thought your name. What is your name? I'm sorry.
It's fine. I mean, thank you for asking. It's Underwood. Spruill. Underwood Spruill.
Underwood, Mr. Spruill. Then I beg your pardon, and well, why'd you name the place Rusty Sal's then?
I don't know. It just seemed like a good name for a place. Rusty Spruill didn't sound too good. Rusty Underwood had some unpleasant connotations. So.
No, I reckon
here we are.
It's a good name. I like it.
I didn't have the heart to correct you for a really long time because it seemed like at first I thought you was just making a jab, but now I see that you really legitimately thought that was my name, and I gotta say that's a little bit hurtful.
Honest to God, I am so sorry.
That's all right.
I did not mean anything by it.
Fine, don't even trouble yourself. It's my fault for naming the place.
Did you see when that feller was here when he got here?
Oh, him? Yeah, he's been sitting out there most of the week now. Says he's waiting for a friend. Supposed to be due back any time. And I keep telling him I only have one person staying here, Howell and Howell Melton. So I don't know what friend he's waiting on, because I ain't never seen you and him interact before, but he's pretty insistent.
Mr. Spruill, he is...
Should I tell him you're here?
No,
Is he a friend?
I'm gonna be frank, he's waiting here for me, and I think he's here to enact some sort of vengeance, because I angered the local bookie.
Oh.
And
I see.
So please do not tell him that I am here, and maybe just stop telling people I am here.
You want me to lie?
No, just I've been to another hotel, and they seem to take quite a privilege in what kind of...
goddamn Brown Palace? People in this town have been all uppity ever since that place got built. Everyone's expecting all manner of service.
No, nothing like that. I love your stew as much as the next one, but I'm just saying a little privacy goes a long way.
I like how when someone's like, "You want me to lie to Hal?" He's like, "No, I wouldn't ask that." I think if it was Gabe, I'd be like, "Yes."
I thought that was clear. All right. I guess I can. You tell him that you died, or
No, nothing so macabre. Maybe just let him know that I checked out in the middle of the night. I just left out the back.
all right. Okay. Well, I'll go tell him now. You might want to duck back into your room to, help kind of sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I owe you one. I owe you one.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait.
And then he just kind of walks out and kind of taps the guy on the shoulder, and the guy looks around. You can see him kind of talking and looking like very apologetic, like maybe too much apologetic. No, he's gone.
Overdoing it.
And the guy just stands up, and he just looks super pissed, and he just kind of just punches the inside of his hat, and then just settles it back on his head and stalks off down the street. All right, he's gone.
Sorry,
I think he bought it.
Yeah, he looked pretty angry.
Yeah. But we'll get back to you owing me one though a little bit later. Let me think on that.
Well, wait.
Give me some time to figure out what the one is I want to cash in.
Hold on, I just want.
I need some time to really just kind of think through.
No, wait, Mr. Spruill, I want to make it very clear that I mean that. I do owe you one for doing that.
I believed you.
All right.
Thank you for clearing that up though.
I didn't want it to sound like it was.
I'm not letting this go.
I don't want to make it sound like it was just wind out of my mouth.
Whether or not it was, I'm calling it in.
Fair enough.
Now sit down.
It's gonna be
I think I got some crusty bread.
Oh, all right. Breakfast.
All right. So, while you head over to the Longmire and while Gabe heads over to Rusty Sal's, a couple bits of things to just catch you all up on here. You owe some letters of reference to a nice young 13-year-old girl with a moat.
Yeah.
Also, you might want to let her know that you're still alive. Because she's probably pretty sure you guys are dead. You never came back. So we don't have to play that out necessarily. I'm not going to make you guys write letters of reference. But are you still planning on giving her those letters of reference?
Absolutely.
I'm just imagining a very Civil War, what is it, Ashokan farewell playing with the my dearest Adelaide.
All right.
We have left back. We have been returned to Denver.
I like Addie, but it could be useful if someone is going around saying we died.
I don't think she would do that though. I don't think she would come into Denver and go like,
What if
these people
Well, they
died?
Sure, but what if we
That's bad, 'cause that
give
was my first
information
job.
to the people who are looking for us? If we feed them information somehow that we were last seen going to that boat ride thing. Like if we were going on that
Adelaide
adventure tour.
Adventure boating.
Yes, and when they show up and it's like, what happened to? We were looking for a couple people, and she's like, they went out into a minefield and then they didn't come back. People will go, well, I guess that problem solved itself.
That sounds like a decision for the group to make. I don't know.
I can't hate. I can't. I feel bad taking advantage of a girl who likes boats.
Just, kind of burgeoning entrepreneurial spirit. Kind of what makes the West so great in a lot of ways. But, you can dash your dream. That's cool, too.
I'm definitely writing that letter.
I was like, no, there's no negotiation here.
And to be clear, you guys probably don't all have to write her a letter. She just needs, a couple. So some of you don't want to write a letter of reference.
I'll buy a card.
Maybe I'll write it under an alias.
Just Jeff.
I write some extra ones because I know Gabe won't write one. Just sign it.
All right. So, it's been a while since we've been in Denver. It's been, I believe, Howell, you said it was just going to be a couple days that you asked James Bogue for. And James, I think you said you gave him a week, right?
I said no more than a week.
And it has not been more than a week, but it's been pretty much a week.
Yeah.
So you are no closer to finding any information about Salud.
Thank you. Thank
about
you.
where it is the bear and the Wraith were supposed to have their meeting. You're still pretty sure you've got about 3 weeks.
I think on the ride back, Howell would have been more inclined to start talking to James about that to move forward with this plan. Now
Okay.
that he has a direct, he wants to help as much as he can to clear this mess up.
So what might that plan have entailed?
I honestly don't know, but maybe you were going to find more information when you got back and we'd meet up at some point.
So let's review the information that you have about
Sure.
what's happening. You have this telegram that you found on the body of the bear.
Yep.
And it just one more time for those of us in chat and me, because I wrote it a while ago. What does it say?
B. Work continues. Stop. Must meet up to discuss new direction. Stop. Will meet you in Denver 1 month hence at usual time and place. Stop. Do not try to draw too much attention. Stop. W.
All right. And there is one other element on that telegram that you discovered that is of note. It is a telegram not from the telegram office, but from the Bayou Vermilion office.
Sent via Western Union, though.
Well, there's not a lot of online templates for old-timey telegrams, so you make do with the best-looking thing you can find. Or so I have read.
This episode brought to you by Western Union.
And Old Spice somehow.
Every kid.
Socks.
But you do know, as you began your investigation before, all of the major rail lines have an office in Denver, even though Denver is very clearly a Union Blue, Black River, and Denver Pacific town. All of the offices are here, at least to keep an eye on the other offices. Now, you were somewhat distracted in your initial looking by the fact that you thought you had a daughter.
Right.
But now, clear eyes, full heart, finding stuff out. So what is the plan?
My plan is to go to the Bayou Vermilion office because I imagine that if a telegram was going to be sent to Bayou Vermilion, it was going to be sent to a Bayou Vermilion office. So I want to try and go to the Bayou Vermilion office and get information, and for that I need Rosaline and or Gabe or both.
They are pretty good at information stuff.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about everybody after what went down?
Oh man, why you gotta ask me that?
I'm just curious.
I would think my Howell would be. I would think his head is not in the game at this point because of everything that happened back there. Whether that's true or not.
Real quick aside, Hal, is your head in the game?
More now than ever.
That's I think that's probably true as well. But it's definitely understandable to think after finding your lost wife and her telling you, nope, can't do this, bye. That's a fair assumption that his head would not be in the game.
Yeah.
I think he doesn't know it yet.
Sure.
Gabe he's not sure about. We seem to be fine going on the boat cruise, but then the mine thing and then being gone after that, I don't know.
Not only being gone, but
apparently selling us out.
Yeah, giving information to Sister Mary about you guys.
Hey!
Sharpie mail.
Thank you.
Thanks for the sub.
Thanks. Welcome on in.
Welcome.
I imagine that's like Sharp's, like the book series, Sharp. Anyway.
I think it's just Sharpie mail.
Yeah.
No.
That's what it says up there. Doesn't mention anything about a
No,
book.
it's like Sharp email.
I would just say one thing about Gabe that you can interpret however you want,
Okay.
is that he talked a lot less than normal on the way back.
Okay. That's weird.
That does sound highly unusual.
And then a few things with Rose, because I saw you control some things, not just monsters and such, but a person, which
She tried to puppet a door at one point.
I did. Can I puppet this dog?
which I've only seen one other being do, and that was Chaos. So I'm kind of freaked out, but also this whole thing with you, I've noticed you be getting more and more angry with Mr. Pryor, Mr. McGill, Mr. Fletcher.
All three of them.
And
And
that's
Jeff, too.
And Jeff.
And Jeff.
And that's been interesting too, to see what's going on with that whole thing. So I'm probably more inclined to reach out to Rose, just in the sense that she's the one that I probably get along with better.
That has always seemed to be the case, yes.
But I know that Gabe gets results. So if he was there, great, fine.
I forgot one thing I wanted to add to the descriptions of your characters from our intro. It's important to remember that Hal Melton has a streak of white hair running through his head, and Rosaline has an air of hauntedness about her that makes her seem a little bit detached from things. Not all the time, just sometimes. And those are both souvenirs of their encounter with Jack and Nines.
Yeah.
That's important, anyways.
And Gabe sometimes dyes his hair to look a little grayer than it is because he thinks it makes him look more distinguished and people take him more seriously if he looks
There's
older.
that. Well, as luck would have it, Rosaline Byrne is heading towards your establishment right now. At around the same time that Gabriel Pryor is heading towards Hal's. So you would not need help for this.
No.
Okay. Wow.
They can't
Okay.
ship us if we don't hang out.
All right. I think they can do that whether we hang out.
So, what are you guys doing then?
All right, so I think I make my way to
Underwood Spruill's place?
yeah, Rusty Spruill's. I make my way to Rusty Spruill's. I've been there before, right?
Yeah, this is the only guy that he's ever seen Hal hang out with. Like, when that guy showed up and was like, I'm looking for my friend, he was like, oh, well, Hal Melton's the only person staying here, and I've only ever seen him palling around with Gabriel Pryor.
Oh, God.
Wonderful.
They come here
Here's
a
a
lot.
physical description of both of them and the direction they go when they come and leave.
I'm a simple man.
Okay, so I'll make my way there, and I'm definitely keeping an eye out for anybody who seems to be like watching the door or anything like that.
You don't see anything.
Doesn't seem like it, so I'll just like head in and I'll go up to
Oh, Mr. Pryor.
Underwood. Good to see you.
Yes.
You knew his name the whole time?
Well, I asked.
You didn't correct me?
Oh, there you are in the corner. I was about to direct him over to your new quarters.
I thought you called him Sal as some sort of bit.
That's exactly what I was thinking as well.
What's a bit?
Making a jest of some sort.
No.
I thought he was talking about what you put in a horse's mouth in order to get him.
Well, that also don't make sense.
No, it doesn't. But he said it so confidently, I just kind of went along with it.
Two
It
bits
works.
for a haircut.
Look, Hal, did you, Underwood, how about you give us a little bit of privacy for a moment? And I toss him $1.
Holy
You
God.
toss him a dog. Oh! I don't understand why nobody just hands people stuff in this town. I'll get it. All right. Yeah, I'll make myself scarce. You sure you want change for this, or
No, please.
it's for me?
It's all yours.
Hell,
Underwood.
you could buy the place for not much more than this. All right.
Well, maybe we'll take you up on that at some
Enjoy
point.
yourselves. He heads back to the back room. You hear the telltale sound of a shot glass ladling soup.
Hal, was there anyone here waiting for you when you came back?
There actually was.
You didn't... Oh, there was.
Yeah, last night someone
You
was
managed to not get caught by him.
Yeah, I can sneak about when I need to.
Well, I'm impressed.
Well, thank you.
Very well done, Hal.
He didn't see me, and I got Sproul over there to shoo him off in the morning. But he did look mighty angry.
All right. Well, that's not a particularly good sign. People like that don't tend to show up so they can negotiate. They tend to break knees and things like that.
You know, you're probably right, but he's just one man. I could have taken him. I feel like he was here more to talk than
I don't
to
know.
fight. They've all seen me fight. They can't take me one-on-one. They'd probably got to know that. Unless he had a gun hidden on him, which, sure, but...
Look, I'm just saying that's not at all out of the realm of possibility. Sure, they try and confiscate those sort of things when you come into Denver, but you and I both know it's not that hard to sneak something in if you really try.
Speaking of which, has everyone snuck something in?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got 2 guns.
Well, you don't have any guns.
I have knives.
Right, but that's okay.
They don't care about knives?
They don't
I
take
got
your
all
knives.
my knives.
It's real hard to kill a bunch of people real quick with a knife.
Is it?
I've got the word encased in a Bible,
Yes.
and I have my walking stick, which
And
is
they have
secretly
never
a
once
gun.
gotten wise to that. And you don't have your guns, right?
Because they told you weren't supposed to have guns.
Yeah,
Right.
I was like, oh.
And we kind
Garbage
of
it is.
established before
That I don't.
that you would turn, but you can change your mind if you decide that what you need is more important than the law.
Yeah, I would have tried to sneak in my gun at least. I would have turned in my rifle maybe.
It's
but,
not honestly all that hard. I mean, it's somewhat on the honor system to check your guns when you come into the town. It's just that the fines for being caught with one are very steep, and you also get thrown in jail for a little bit. So,
Who's gal?
yeah.
So it's a little bit like spilling blood in the Vastoth rack on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's
You're supposed
exactly
to not
like
bring your
that.
weapons in, because, and then it's just real bad if you spill any blood.
Yes.
Everybody knows what I'm talking
If I was going to equate it to any one other thing, it would be that thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, look, Howell, we've got to take this into our own hands, okay? I think you're right. We should talk to the drum, but we need to get the drop on him to say, all right? We cannot meet him on his terms. We need to meet him and to let him know that we are willing to negotiate. And if we had wanted, we could have hurt him or whatever. We don't have to actually do it. But anyway, we need to take control of the situation, is what I'm saying.
All right, and how do you suppose we do that? You happen to know where he lives?
I'm not sure. Look, we can search around tonight, try and find some information about him, and see if we can just show up where he is somewhere public. Well, it would make a scene if he were to try and attack one of us.
I mean, there's probably going to be a fight tonight. We could find him there.
That's probably not the best situation. Those are only vaguely legal, and people can disappear from that sort of situation a little more easily than perhaps in the middle of a crowded bar.
But I mean, that sort of place when a fight's going on is sort of public. He's there. He can't do anything when there's a bunch of people around.
Yeah, nobody's paying attention to the people who are watching.
I think
We can do it if you'd like to, but I'm telling you, I think it's a far more dangerous situation than trying to find him somewhere a little less heated.
Well, people know who I am. If they see me getting in a struggle, they'll say something.
Not to mention that's another problem.
What?
People know who you are, and as soon as we try to approach those fighting grounds, someone is going to tell the drum.
Now, like I said, I can be stealthy when I need to.
You can't be that stealthy.
Hey,
I'm saying you're still Howlin' Hal Melton. All it takes is one person to make you.
well, I ain't howling all the time.
But you're melting all the time.
I don't know what that means.
It's your goddamn name.
Uh-oh.
Oh, whoop.
And you had just finished up your week of having a -2 to your fate
Well,
roll.
how frustrated
But
me.
there you go, with another blasphemous comment, and immediately you feel that strangling sensation from somewhere above your head. Just a little bit, like a hose is kinked up a bit. And
I think I kind of like clutch my fists like because I've been like actively trying not to like do small things.
But I get it. Howl is very frustrating.
What's happening? What's happening there?
Don't worry about it, okay? You're bringing out the worst in me. Look, we just need to be very careful about all this because we have put a very dangerous man in a very bad situation financially. And when dangerous men are in bad situations financially, often they stop wondering how to make back that money and they start wondering how they can make an example of the people who lost them that money. Do you understand?
I understand.
Now, you can fight any man they throw at you. But if those men come with knives and they come from every direction, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, you're right. I'm only one man.
Now, your honor got us into this. And in all fairness, I might have had a hand in getting us into this too. But we need
Cards
to
on the
make
table.
sure we are careful in getting out.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's sneak over there tonight and see if we can talk them into some sort of agreement. Maybe I can fight 2 guys at once or something. I don't know.
We'll have to work something out.
meanwhile, on the other outskirts of town, Rosaline Byrne comes charging through the front door of the Longmire, where, is that not in a, how would you enter? James is just,
Finishing breakfast?
yeah, finishing up some breakfast.
You should come in and sit down at his table. So, James, where are we with the Wraith?
Good seeing you, Rose. Well, best I can tell, seeing as how this came from a Bayou Vermilion establishment, I think that we should maybe go to the Bayou Vermilion office here in Denver and inquire as to places they might have things.
Things.
Yeah, we finding out how this got into the bear's hands might be a step to finding out where they might be meeting. I assume that messages have been passed this way before, and that might have included other things. So if someone who works at Bayou Vermilion might have been carrying these messages or taking down these messages, they might have some information.
Sounds like a good plan. Seems like the only thing we have to go on for right now.
That's all I have. I don't know other than scouring the underworld for people who have maybe worked with the bear. I mean, that train pretty much eliminated everyone that I know who had dealings with the bear. So,
Well, Gabriel's probably better at the underworld stuff, but I could try with society a bit and see if there's, if you think the Baron would probably work with some people of higher stature, right?
maybe, probably not directly. But I think if we first head over to Bayou Vermilion and perhaps inquire with them, we might be able to make some headway.
Sounds good. I'm ready to go whenever you are.
Oh, okay. And he'll be like, well, I'm pretty much ready to go now, I suppose.
He's like, hold on, let me get my bag. Oh wait, I don't have one.
Yeah.
Yep, let's go.
all right.
And yeah, that's accurate. The Baron is a recluse. Never deals directly with people if he doesn't have to, at least as far as you know. You've always, and this was years ago,
Yeah.
But you always knew him as someone who worked through intermediaries if he was going to work at all. So you guys are heading over towards the Bayou Vermilion office.
Yes.
Not hard to find. All of the rail offices are relatively close together in town. Again, mostly so all of them are within sight of each other. So you guys head over to the Bayou Vermilion office, and it's definitely a shabbier looking office. They're quite a ways away from home, so it doesn't seem like they're doing a whole lot to keep this building upkept. Both of you get the distinct impression that you are being watched.
Can we like look around and see who that, if we can catch someone watching us?
Sure.
What would that be?
Make a notice.
Ace.
Nice.
Ace.
Ooh, an ace.
I got a 7.
I got a 13.
A 7 and a 13. Okay, so a 7's a success.
Read their mind.
You notice across the street from this office, there is a woman who is holding and bouncing a baby, but she seems much less interested in the baby than she does the comings and goings along the street. And every now and then you see her gaze just sort of glance over you two standing out front of Bayou Vermilion. You got a 13.
Mm-hmm.
That's a success with 2 raises. There is a what looks like across the street as well, a little bit catty corner to Bayou Vermilion. It looks like there is some construction going on a building. There's a carpenter that is upstairs. Looks to be repairing some of the outside wall on some sort of nondescript building across the way. He does a lot of hammering, but doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot else. And yeah, takes a fair amount of time to look around from time to time in between bouts of hammering. You also notice a beggar not too far away from the front porch of the Bayou Vermilion office that is wearing a wide-brimmed straw hat and has a long dark braid and just a bowl in front of them in which are thrown a couple of small bits of coin that is just kind of sitting silently with his face down, but you get the distinct impression from his posture that he is keeping an eye on things from underneath the brim of his hat.
I whisper in your ear, I'll take your arm gingerly, but as we walk up towards the Bayou Vermilion, I'll just be like, carpenter, 2nd floor, whatever, 3rd floor, building, beggar on the right.
There also seems to be a mother who doesn't care about her child too much.
Mm-hmm. Clearly, someone is watching the station. If it is as important as I think, I'm sure the Baron has quite a number of eyes watching this.
So you think it's not for us, though? It's for the station itself, or for someone else?
I would imagine it's for the station itself, but after what happened with the bear, I'm sure security has been upped, as it were.
Well, before we go in, what is it specifically that we want to get out of someone inside? Just figure out who might have delivered this?
Either find out who delivered this, or if we can, if there are copies of messages or anything else, we want to find out where they're going to be meeting and when.
All right.
You guys heading in?
Yeah. I'm going to put my arm through James's and pull out my fan and just put this ridiculously goofy smile on my face and just look around very excitedly as we go inside.
Okay, so you guys walk inside, and there is it's very dim in here. It's dim and dingy, and there's stale cigarette smoke just kind of floating through the air. And most of the front area, there appears to be a door to an office in the back, is occupied by a single desk, at which is apparently napping a lanky-looking man with his hat pulled down over his eyes.
Well, I've never been in an office like this. Oh, hello there. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you sleeping? I'm sorry. We didn't mean to disrupt you. We're just coming through here, new to town, and just kind of wanted to meet the folks in town and see what all the offices are. And I'm just fascinated by trains. Why do you all have a train station here? You don't have a rail line here, do you?
I ain't asleep.
Oh, well, then that's good. Then I didn't wake you up then.
No. What can I do for y'all?
Oh, well, I was just, like I said, curious why you have an office here.
This man is kind of shoddily dressed, and he has kind of a greasy air around him, but he also has a somewhat fox-like quality and a brightness in his darting eyes as he kind of sizes both of you up. Sorry, miss. What was that question again?
I was just curious as to why you have an office here when you don't have a train here. Are you going to build a line here? We'll just go straight back to New Orleans.
No, Bayou Vermilion ain't interested in building a line here. We're just keeping an eye on our business interests.
What interests are those?
I'm sorry. Perhaps I missed the part where you let me know what business it is that you have here today.
Oh, well, my father, he works in the train company back east, and I'm just so fascinated by it. So we're new to town, just came in, and I can't help myself. I often ask way too many questions. I apologize about that, but I just wanted to come in and see what you do here.
New to town. From whereabouts?
From where? Well, I'm originally...
I ain't asking you.
Well then.
Well, seems we might be from similar places in the country. I actually hail from Wynn, Louisiana.
Alright. That's someplace I should know about?
Doubtful.
Fair. What brings y'all to Denver?
Well, it is a very interesting town. Have you seen how many rail offices there are here?
Yes, miss, I have.
It's the first city of this new frontier. I think that big things are going to happen here for Denver. It's the place to be these days. I mean, clearly you know that because you're here.
Silver. My brother's working a silver mine.
Yes, also that. But it just happens that it's a wonderful town with many rail companies.
That it is. And I apologize. I'm really quite busy.
Are you? You're busy. Oh, you weren't sleeping. Oh, what were you working on?
Oh, just keeping a watch.
What are you keeping a watch for? Is it something
You
with the rail lines?
The general establishment.
You can't. It's very dark. You can't even quite see through those windows. How's that working
That's
for you?
the point.
Well,
Now, is there, again, something I can do for y'all?
well, I just thought I would come in and meet all of the folks in town, and clearly that wasn't a good thing to do. But while we're here,
Oil and Dane.
oh, it's very nice to meet you. I'm Rebecca.
Make a persuade roll.
Okay.
You don't get to just flippantly lie.
Yeah, dude, come on, let me do that.
You've been piling them up.
Persuade it up.
I got a 5. Wait, I got a 6.
A 6?
You still got that charisma.
Yeah. This will work.
I rolled a 4. Well, y'all met me.
Well, while we're here, do you have a way to send messages or something? Do you all do that here? I haven't been able to find. I need to send one back home to my father.
Miss, this ain't no telegram office, all right?
Well, I could have sworn that I really someone told me I could send messages here.
Yeah. You can't send messages here.
I can't.
No.
Why?
These messages are for Bayou Vermilion use only. This here is our regional office, so this is where we do our business.
Oh, wait, you do just for the company then? So they're. What do you mean by business though? I mean, if you were doing business, wouldn't you be working with other folks outside of your own company?
She asks a lot of questions.
She does, but generally Southern hospitality prevails. I thought that my home state would provide her with what she was looking for, but apparently
Y'all ain't in your home state. Y'all in the West.
I know, isn't it exciting? Aren't you happy to be here too?
Oh, I'm just thrilled.
Clearly, I can see that. You look very thrilled.
I slowly I kind of separate from her, just kind of looking at the establishment, but slowly kind of make my way around the desk, just a little bit.
I will try to keep his attention while James does that.
Okay.
But wait, explain to me though.
Hold on. So you are making your way around the desk.
Like, I'm not...
Spoil it for me. For what purpose? Just so I know whether or not to make you roll for anything.
Is he leaning back in his chair?
He is. He's got his feet up on his desk. He's very comfortable.
Excellent. Perfect. If we're not able to break him with this, then I have more intimidating means of breaking him.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm going to get a lot closer down. I'm going to lean forward kind of at him like this, really letting everything flow as much as possible.
Very clear.
I just don't. Explain to me though, if you're doing business with someone else, but you're only taking telegrams within the company, how is that business? How are you? Is it something? Is it just you're talking with your own folks, and you have a whole device to do that just for yourselves?
That's
how much
correct,
money
ma'am.
does this rail line have?
I thought y'all said you were familiar, or at least had a passing interest in rail lines.
I
You
do,
should know.
but I didn't know. I thought you were much smaller, to be honest. I didn't know that.
Did you?
I did, yes.
Well, ain't nothing small about Bayou Vermilion.
Oh, clearly not. We've clearly come to the most interesting office in town. So who was it? Well, then why did someone tell me that I could send telegrams here? You better be more careful with that information.
Make another persuade roll.
Okay.
What'd you roll?
I rolled
A 3?
basically a 3.
Do you want to re-roll?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'll use one of
You're
those.
gonna use a
though.
table piece? All right, a cursed Spanish gold.
Uh-huh. I aced it
Okay.
this time. Much better. I aced it again.
15?
Yeah.
It was 16, right? With
Yeah.
your. I rolled a 1.
So he just thinks you're kind of an idiot.
Good.
Do you want a tour or something?
A tour? Oh, that would be lovely. Yes, please. Could
All
you
right.
show me around?
Absolutely, be my pleasure. This here is the office.
I have seen the office. It is a very nice office. It's a bit dark. You should probably open the windows a bit.
I like it like this. And
Oh,
then
well,
back there
Might as well.
is where we keep everything.
What's everything?
Boxes,
Oh, what's in those boxes?
paperwork.
What sort of paperwork?
Why?
Well, you said you were going to show me around, and that's part of it, isn't it?
You two are new in town?
Yes.
From when?
Well, let's see. I think we left
No.
originally.
From when, Louisiana?
Oh, yes.
She don't sound like she's from Louisiana.
I'm not. I'm from Ireland.
I was picking up on that. How'd you say it was you two were connected again?
How we're connected? Oh.
Just two random strangers that met up
Well-
with a passing interest in trains?
Well, no, I'm pretty sure. Don't tell anyone.
But a train
Don't tell him. He gets really embarrassed when I say this, but I'm pretty sure he's going to ask me to marry him soon. But he hasn't yet, and that's all right. I can wait.
Mazel tov.
Oh, thank you.
Scouting out potential venues.
Venues, yes. Isn't it a lovely place? Do you have some ideas? Do you know of anyone around here?
That was my attempt at a witticism.
At a what?
I'm making a joke.
Oh, it was very funny. I didn't catch that he was making a joke.
No.
Very, very clever of you. It was
You
a good joke.
are making me uncomfortable just standing there staring like that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
He does that
Sorry to hear that.
sometimes. Yes.
I can't change the way I look.
He takes his feet down off the desk and says forward. Now, listen, don't think me rude. This has been a very interesting way to pass the time. But if there's nothing further,
Well, actually, I was trying to think about who was that fella who told me about see, he said something. There was a bear, something, and then there was.
And at that instance, there is a loud hammering from across the street,
And it's loud enough that it very briefly obscures what it was that Rosaline just said, and he gets up and says, God damn it, I've had it with this. And he walks across the room and throws the door open and says, now you better keep that hammering down, all right? You're giving me a headache. And turns around and walks back in. Now, I'm sorry, what was it you were saying? You get 1.
I get 1 what?
Thanks, chat.
Get 1 what?
You get 1 misstep with this guy. Both of you make a smarts roll for me.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, chat.
No, I have higher than that. 8.
8.
4.
4. Okay. So you realize,
smart.
and you've thought about this before coming in, but in lieu of what you saw almost just happen there and a sudden type fight or flight sensation that you got at it, you remember that you're on a little bit of shaky ground here because as much as you need information, you can't really afford to give any away. Thank you for the bits, Beacon29. You take a moment as he goes across the door to shout at the person across the street and realize, just a touch more than a week ago, a train that was going somewhere with a very important person on it to Bayou Vermilion's business blew up. And that person has not been seen or heard from. So flaunting any kind of information like that, you all of a sudden realize that this whole rail line might be a little bit on high alert.
I'm not trying to flaunt it. I'm just.
I'm not saying that you
trying to figure
were.
out how
I'm just
to
giving you that information.
Roundabout get this information.
Sorry. There's someone that has just been hammering and hammering for what seems like way too long a time to be committed to a building project, and it is giving me quite a headache. I had one to begin with, but anyway. Sorry, you were leaving?
I'm sorry.
I said you were leaving?
We were leaving. I don't think we were leaving quite yet. I still had.
Must have been wishful thinking on my part.
I suppose it was.
Did he close the door and go back and sit back down?
Yeah. Well, he tried to. Did he get it? Did he get there?
Huh?
He tried to go back to his desk.
If he wants to sit back down and lean back up, great.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he is. You feel very observed.
Yeah.
Well, my darling, I think that there are many other ways to get the information that we need. Maybe we could go somewhere else, or maybe we could try something else.
Listen, you've been here talking at me for long enough, so why don't you just ask what it is you need to know? I can tell you where the nearest telegraph office is if that's what you're needing to send.
I think we found the nearest telegraph office, and I kick his chair and knock him down onto the ground and draw my gun.
Make an agility roll.
This is Bogue's persuasion.
Oh!
It's on a 10.
Nice.
It's an 18.
18?
Agile.
I rolled a 7.
That would be ace on a d7.
It would be, but there's no such die, so I'm gonna re-roll with the cursed Spanish gold.
Whoa.
Try for an ace. But I don't get one.
Two.
So he says that, and you just kick out with your foot and just whip the chair leg out from underneath him, and he collapses to the ground. And as he's getting himself together, you have your gun drawn and pointed at him.
Yep. The next words out of your mouth, I suggest you choose very carefully. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Vampire 54.
Thanks for the 45,
Thank
Vampire.
you for the tip, Vampire 55.
Well said. Now,
Y'all are serious about sending a telegram.
I happen to have in my possession a telegram that arrived in your office. Are you the one who receives these telegrams?
We just get one, guys.
I am. How is it that you have one of our telegrams in your
I believe
possession?
I'll ask the questions.
It's
So-
best to ask good ones.
Yes, I know.
Hal can use a fate chip to ask questions.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Oh no!
That was a one-time thing.
Real quick.
Yeah.
We've unlocked another fistful of cursed Spanish
Oh my
gold for
good.
the table.
Oh my god!
Thanks very much, guys.
Let's happen it.
All right.
Oh, and we've unlocked the next story tier, which is stacked deck, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Oh, stacked deck.
Yeah, I came about a telegram through some unusual means.
Must have been.
Right. So if you value your head, I suggest you help me out here.
Oh, I very much do.
Messages from. I assume you have sent some messages and delivered some messages from a certain Adrian Mika.
His eyes narrow at the mention of that name.
You guys just like going head on in this thing.
We tried the whole venue bit as a marriage thing.
I think it's abundantly clear that messages are sent and received from this office. I feel like we established that point pretty clearly.
Do you keep copies of these messages, or
Or not.
I assume your memory is pretty good about them.
Oh, very good. I
Excellent.
never forget a face.
No, I assume you wouldn't. And he steps on the guy's wrist.
All right. He is feeling it. He was maintaining his composure, but he's definitely been very, very respectfully, body language-wise, treating you since you pulled the gun, and he's feeling you stepping on his wrist.
I want to use my intimidation.
All right. I feel like I can give you a bonus for this safely, since you have a gun pointed at his head and you are stepping on his hand. So why don't you take a free +2 to this one?
All right, and I get a +2 anyway. Ah!
He's already succeeded.
Whee!
So that's a 7 + 2, 9.
9. You want to keep that?
What's the closest city outside of Denver?
I'd have to look at a map.
I think it's Coldwater. Oh.
No, it's not Coldwater. Closest city outside of Denver?
Like if we had to suddenly flee,
I mean,
just theoretically.
There are towns, there are settlements. There's not many cities.
Dodge City.
Dodge,
Got it.
Dodge, or maybe
Or-
Los Angeles.
Well, there's what's in the desert.
There's some towns, but not a lot of cities.
Guys, I have no intention of staying in Denver for the rest of this game.
The rest of this hour.
Or this session, I think.
All right. So you're staying with?
I think we gotta
Staying
go.
with the 9.
They didn't get kicked out. Huh?
I'll add a D6 to
Gonna
it.
add a D6 to it. All right.
All right, so that's
Yeah, I
a
guess I
13.
didn't address
13.
Nicholas.
All right. So this is opposed by his
Probably
spirit,
be mad
right?
at him.
Yes.
Yeah, I rolled a 3. And I'll keep it.
What do you want?
Where would the Wraith be coming in to town?
I imagine on a rail line.
I push harder on his wrist.
I don't know. He comes from where he comes from, all right? He comes in on the rail lines like everyone else does.
And where does he meet the bear?
I don't know.
If you don't, who does?
I imagine he would. Why don't you ask Mr. Mika? We have not been able to locate him for quite a while. It's been causing quite a bit of hubbub.
I'm sorry. Do you see this man here who has a gun pointed at you and is asking you questions and is currently standing on your wrist and you're still not giving him all the information that he's asking for?
I'm giving him the information that I know. It's not my fault I don't have the information he's asking for.
Do we think that's true?
I mean, you're pretty sure that you're getting to him.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell. You've read people who think themselves cool customers enough to know that you've pierced these cracks. He is afraid of you.
Okay. How long until your friends outside know that you're not making contact with them?
I ain't got no friends outside. Unless you mean outside Denver.
When's he coming?
Well, you got the telegram. Why don't you tell me?
Usual time?
That's what it said.
I assume you've received telegrams before then specifying said time.
I have not. That's not something they would trust with a lowly shopminder like myself.
I put my gun like right underneath his eye.
Okay.
I'm just like, I said, choose your words very carefully. If you know the time and the place, your brains will not be splattered on the floor of your fine establishment here.
And if I don't know the time and the place?
Well, you better tell me who does know.
I did.
Well, real quick, do you know what the Wraith looks like?
Nope.
Nobody knows what the Wraith
You
looks
probably
like.
know. You've never. You have
nev-
seen him.
I've not.
You have seen him. He was there. At,
He was at Deception?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
All the lieutenants but one. The Baron wasn't at Deception,
No.
right? Okay, then that means the Scorpion was also not at
Right.
Deception. And the Surgeon probably was also not at Deception. But the Bear and the Wraith were. Their job is on the ground. So the Wraith is a very tall, very pale man with upsettingly long fingers and very long white hair who dresses neatly.
okay, so we don't need to find his description.
Yeah. Let's just say this bear is out of the picture.
You guys are giving away all our hot takes.
There's no hot take. I'm just eliminating things one by one.
You need to kill this guy.
Oh, yeah. That's the best you can do?
Do you think, as someone who values his life as I do, that I would tell you more if I could?
I do.
Well, I don't know more. So you got a choice here. You pull that trigger, and you pull down all the attention that that's gonna call down. Or you walk out of here, and you run.
Well, dear, we could also use my knives.
He's got another wrist.
Listen, I'm telling you, I don't know. I take the messages, I hand off the messages.
You also seem to read the messages.
Well, I did say I'd take them. It's hard to transcribe a telegram without reading it.
I can't imagine a place was set up just by happenstance between these two.
It probably wasn't.
Who else do you work with here in town? Who else works with you in this office?
People come and go. It's just me that mans this office.
There's no one else in this town currently.
There is no one else in this town currently, as far as I am aware, as a lowly carrier, sender, and receiver of messages.
So if you aren't in this office, then this office is not being run by anyone.
Correct. This office is closed.
Where is your telegraph?
In the back room.
Rose, would you mind holding a knife to this man's throat?
Oh, it'd be my pleasure.
Is the door...
It's closed, but it's right behind him. It's guarded by his desk and chair.
Right. Rose, are you able to, I wouldn't ask this normally, but go in?
And she stabs him in the head.
Are you doing this in front of him?
This guy is probably not long for this world, is my imagination.
What would God think of that?
I mean, he thinks he might be.
I mean, yeah, I think if Gabe was there, he'd be like, "All right, we went too far. We have to kill this person."
I don't know why you
didn't
wanted to
want
stop
admit
at.
it, but
I don't know why you wanted to stop at church today, Gabe. It's odd.
I can't. It doesn't work like that.
All right. I'm gonna let you up. I want you to open that door to the back room.
All right. Why do you want me to open it?
Well, I don't know what's behind there, do I? Boxes, I believe you said.
All right.
And I'll take my foot off of his wrist
Okay.
and keep my gun trained on him.
He stands up, and he opens the door, and he pushes it in, and there is looks like a storage room, very dark back room, with a lantern over a desk that appears to have wires running up the ceiling, and there are boxes just kind of stacked all over the place in there.
No telegraph, though?
There's a telegraph apparatus on the desk, connected to the wires.
Right.
There it is.
So when you delivered these messages, who did you deliver them to?
Whoever comes in to collect.
How would they know they had a message waiting for them? Or did they just stop by?
They stop. Have y'all never gotten a message before? You go in, you see if you got a message. If you have one, you pick it up. He picks a cigarette up off the ground, just puts it in his mouth sullenly.
I have to say, this man seems quite useless.
Very much so. And I smashed the telegraph and ripped the wires out of the wall.
All right.
you're fucking crazy.
Y'all are a curious couple.
Let's just say if you have to pass a message on to the Baron, let him know that there's a bear rug, and soon there will be a Baron's picture hanging up on my wall.
And who shall I say this message is from?
Someone who should have died a long time ago. And I'm going to try and knock him out with the butt of my gun.
I'll give you that for free.
Great.
I'd say you earned it.
James.
So yeah, you just flip your gun around and just smash the handle of it into the back of his head, and he crumples.
Do you think we can leave him alive after all that? I mean, I suppose if you're trying to get him to deliver information from the Baron to you, but it's just an arrow pointing right at you.
God damn it. I thought we'd get answers here.
I did too. I didn't seem to work one way or another. You know, I might know someone in town we can go talk to. Can I use this card? Is that too broad?
Yeah, because I mean, I think you have to. What does it say?
Your hero sees an old friend or acquaintance who might help him in his current quest somehow. Of course, he might ask for a favor in return.
One night with Rosaline.
I think we'd want to wait till you saw someone you could use that on.
But could I not go? Could I not use it on like somebody I know,
I mean, you
like
could.
a client or something
Sure.
that I could?
Sure.
I probably one of the like councilmen or something in town
Okay.
that I think might have a tie to.
Rail interests?
Okay.
And the criminal underworld.
Okay.
Is there a back door?
No.
Cool. Yeah.
Who do you think's across the street? Other rail companies?
Other rail companies or perhaps people who are making sure that nothing happens here.
Well, then we should probably leave quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll shoot him.
Okay.
Oh!
Wait,
Do you want to
James.
shoot him, or do you want to use the much quieter knife?
Yes, maybe
Yeah.
we should be quieter about it.
I just don't want to put you up to that. I'll use your knife. I don't care.
Well, it's important that we do this in this situation. I'll do it.
Okay. So you guys just kind of stand there for a moment, and then
I can stab.
just quietly, Rosaline pulls out Mary or Scarlet,
Mary.
Oh, like Gabe's made good decisions.
and you kneel down and you pull
They all
Orland
saw you go in!
up by the back of the head and you cut his throat.
Yeah, but not easily.
All right.
Seems pretty easy to me.
Then you head outside.
Dark places, guys. Dark places. Let's all raise a glass.
Wow.
We have a toast from Vampire 54. The Western Union wagon is coming down the street.
The Western Union wagon is coming down the street.
Oh, please
Let it be for me.
And knock him down. Thank you very much, Vampire 54. And next episode, guys. Stack deck. Red 2s will be jokers in the deck. Next episode. Thank you very much.
Ooh, that's
Mysterious
awesome.
Strangers.
Thank you.
Okay. So you head outside.
Ah,
And who should you see promenading down the street? But local city councilman Harmon Winchell.
Wow,
Give me
isn't
your
that
card.
lucky?
Give me that card.
Hooray for more people who know your face seeing you exit the building where the man's throat was just slit.
This is going real well.
Harmon Winchell.
Boy.
Ooh-wee!
So he is walking down the street. He walks right past you. Now, you've spent enough time. Most of your experience is in high society, Rosaline, not the criminal underworld that Gabe more easily travels in. But you know better at this point than to try and get Harmon's attention right here on the steps of the murder scene. So you maybe follow him down the street a bit before.
Is anyone looking at any of those people that you spotted earlier as you walk out?
I'm absolutely, pinpointing at least the ones that I saw.
They're all in the same place. At least the ones that you saw.
Right.
No, good.
Good.
So walks down the street for a bit.
I think we might have just got a bit of luck here.
Well, let's quickly walk away from here.
Yes, I agree.
All right. So you follow him for a bit? Mm-hmm. Okay. Then do you get his attention?
Well, yeah. I mean, is he going somewhere in particular? Or we
He seems to just be like peacocking down the street. He has a young lady on his arm. He seems to just be out being seen.
What kind of young lady?
Someone you've seen around.
Okay.
The B squad.
B squad.
That's her name?
No, that's not her name.
Hi, B squad.
B squad. Hi.
Well, I
Miss
will
B Squad.
put my arm through James's again and get closer to him and just say, "Oh, Mr. Winchell, is that you? It's been a while since I've seen you."
Rosaline, as I live and breathe, I have not seen you in quite a while. Hey, take a walk. And she just kind of looks off-put for a bit, but then just sort of walks down the street a ways and kind of stands in the shade and just glares at you. What can I do for you?
Well,
Or more accurately, what can we do for each other?
Well, of course. Well, I just saw you passing by and
Who is this?
Oh, well, this is.
I just saw you slit someone's throat, councilman. So maybe you might want to not.
I'm going to just kind of slip my arm out of James and just be like, well, this is a friend of mine, and just kind of
Is he?
wink at him. Well, you know I have many friends, councilman.
Well, that's upsetting to hear.
Well, I mean,
I guess I knew it, but I've never seen it.
You haven't been around for a while, so I have to make do with people who, no offense, aren't as good as you.
Well, that seems to be the case. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm actually in a bit of a spot here, and I thought maybe you could help me. I feel like you know quite a bit about this town.
Anything.
I knew I could come to you. It was very good that I passed you.
All you have to do is ask it, Miss Byrne. You know this.
Well,
And I will give you the world on a silver platter.
on a silver platter?
Yes, the finest of silver.
That sounds quite lovely.
The best silver that money can buy.
I might have to take you up on that at some point.
Its quarters are made of silver.
I have a friend who's in a bit of, is in a spot of trouble. With
I'm very sorry to hear that. What can I do to help?
Well, it's someone I've not heard the name before, but it goes by the Baron, and I need to know if there's some way. I don't know if we could make a deal with him, if we could just contact him and explain what happened.
I'm sorry, Miss Byrne, but I do not know anyone by that name.
You don't know anyone. I've heard that he's got some people who work here in Denver.
In what business?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know. I thought that maybe you would know that since you know so many fine folks here.
I don't. I'm sorry. I'll need more information to go on than a man named the Baron. Sounds like a nickname that I might have toyed around with giving myself sometimes when we are engaged.
Oh, quite. Yes, I think that
I've
it might
always-
have been one you've used. But
I've always thought that a woman should be treated like royalty, and as such should be paired up with royalty herself.
I would agree with you. I think that is.
So,
very
Miss
apt.
Byrne, you can call me the Baron if you wish.
Well, I'll have to consider that.
Shoot everyone! Anyone who's not helpful!
Well, but let's see. I think he mentioned someone else. They all seem to have these strange names like Wraith and Bear and I think there was an Adrian Meeker maybe.
Oh, Adrian Meeker!
Yes.
Oh, I know him. I don't know why you're talking about animals and ghosts, but Adrian Meeker, that's a name I've heard. I believe I might have done business once or twice with a fella by that name.
Oh,
Gave
you
me
did?
a great recommendation for a place he frequents.
Oh, what place would that be?
Well, it's the home of a mystical woman, enchantress,
Or someone
sees the future,
someone I should
tells your fortune.
be concerned about.
I'm sorry, what?
I said someone I should be concerned about. You seem quite enchanted.
Apologize, I didn't hear you. I had tuned you right out. Goes by the name of Madame Marguerite. Won't give me the time of day.
Well, that
Enchanting woman.
seems to be upsetting to you. I'm sorry that you have experienced that.
Yes, well, quite. I'm happy to give you information on private business details, Miss Byrne. Although some people might see this as a breach of confidence on behalf of a city councilman. So I just feel awful about this. Perhaps there's some way you could make it up to me.
Oh, well, I'd be happy to.
All right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow night at the usual place then.
That will work fine. Perfect, in fact.
I look forward to it.
Me too.
All right. Well, my dear, come along. We are not done promenading. promenade. And then they walk down the street.
She's done with her walk. She took a walk.
Yeah, she came back.
As they walk away, you hear him say, "And now call me the Baron."
I have a new thing for you to call me.
I don't know, maybe this could be something helpful.
If it's a usual place of any kind for the bear, he's not one I've known to go too far afield, so it's worth a shot.
You guys still feeling confident? You feeling good about stuff? You feeling like you can handle this on your own, and you think maybe you might want to bring in a little extra backup?
Oh no, Rosaline thinks she can handle it.
Okay.
I just saw nothing wrong with what happened.
Good. So you're not going to try and contact Howell and Gabe?
Rose is not, no.
I don't see currently a reason to contact Howell. As for Gabe, I would expect. You're not great, and you would have punched him, and then I wouldn't have gotten to try and kill him.
Fair point.
I like trains.
You are feeling like as you get closer to the heart of this, you're not quite sure what sort of danger you might be walking into.
Well, I mean, I'm sure.
Potentially, you're feeling that way.
I know that I will have rustled Jimmy's by eliminating things at
Jimmy's been rustled.
at the Bayou Vermilion, but
James Russell.
yeah.
But not just that. You have the word of a lecherous councilman that this place is what it is, but you have no idea if it is actually that thing or what you might find when you get there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go there and start doing my thing there. I want to scout it out and see where it is, what part of town it is, do my usual like reconnoitering of places as much as I can to try and see if this is indeed going to be the place where they're going to meet. I want to be able to know every inch of it.
Okay.
Well, don't you think we should go there now?
Well, we can take a look at it, but let's not play as many cards as we've played already today.
I suppose, but if we can get all the information we need, the sooner the better, then we can have more time to plan ahead for the Wraith.
Yeah, absolutely, but the Wraith isn't going to be here for another 3 weeks. If we start making inroads, this may not happen at all.
Or we could plant ourselves and be completely prepared and embroiled with all of these people whenever he does show up.
Rose, I think you might be jumping the gun, and I understand that what we did back at the Bayou Vermilion office was quite heated, but...
Well, it was necessary in that situation.
Well, absolutely, but we can't be going through Denver like that.
I don't want to go through Denver killing folks.
No, but we got to start taking our time here. We're very close to finding where this Wraith is going to be meeting up with the bear. If this is indeed, this Madame Marguerite is where we need to be, we need to start doing some scouting here and then building the case, as it were.
All right, then tell me what can I do in the meantime? What will be the most helpful here?
You guys don't know where you're going.
Yeah,
or what it is.
we got to find the place, and then we can go from there.
All right, I think that is probably very easy to do if we just ask a few folks around town.
So finding Madame Marguerite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Make a streetwise roll for me. And will you two make a streetwise roll for me as well?
I have a D8.
Ooh, that's a
streetwise.
double ace.
That is double ace on streetwise.
Nice.
Hot damn!
Ooh, I also double aced.
I got a
Then I aced
4,
again.
but
Then
charisma
I aced
affects
again.
streetwise,
It
so I
does.
actually got a 6.
A 6.
12, 13, 14, 15.
Holy crap. Okay, 15, 4.
Streetwise good.
10.
10,
3. What's a street?
3.
I don't know nothing about streets or wise.
Is that street being wise to me?
Avenue wise.
I'll find it.
So you're talking to people, just trying to find out information about where the drum hangs out when he's not at fights. You know, where you might be able to run into him in kind of a more public, less, deadly area.
Okay, but point of order.
Yeah.
This is after I dropped off those letters of recommendation.
Yes.
Which I also made him sign one.
Okay, you dropped off the letters of recommendation.
Just 2 of them.
And Addie was very glad to see that you were alive, and very glad to get her letters of recommendation. She was just beaming with pride when you
Excellent.
gave them to her.
When we leave, though, I am gonna. I'll just double back for a minute. Oh, sorry. I think I left something in there. And go back. Hey, Addie, if anyone comes and specifically asks if we did come and write these letters for you, perhaps you could mention that we never came back and leave it at that.
I will see that as my solemn duty.
Well, I appreciate it, and I want to slip her a $5.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
My empire. She takes it. You are trying to get information from people.
Yes.
But you somehow just end up in conversations about what a nice day it is. Every time. You're not sure how it happens quite, but you end up having just a polite conversation with everybody. It's pretty nice. A lot of people in Denver are just real kind folk. You get frustrated with that and kind of strike out on your own. And you find that the drum likes to frequent a little place where a woman lives. And her name is Madame Marguerite.
Saw that coming.
You rolled what?
10.
10. And
15.
10. You start asking around. You ask a few gentlemen that you pass if they know of an establishment called Madame Marguerite's, and they redden. They look around and they say, yeah. And they give you directions to it, and then they keep their composure and they walk off. You ask a few ladies, and they seem pissed. Yeah. Oh, we heard of her. I can tell you right where she is.
Well, that would be quite helpful because she is very infuriating.
Yes. I see that you are in the same boat as the rest of us.
Oh, yes, quite. If I can just get my hands on that woman.
We will tell you exactly where to find her then, and
Good.
you give her one for us.
Oh, I will. Don't you worry about
Right.
it.
So you all know where she is. Might as well head there now.
All right.
All right. We go there.
Okay.
Wait.
I don't know.
Let's go check out that train place.
I think I need to take a bath.
I wonder if they're making any headway at Bayou Vermilion.
Yeah, let's go find out.
You guys get collared for the.
What the what? Ba, 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 ba. I don't even have any knives.
We should
Used your fingernail.
we should spread the rumor that. What's the guy's name?
Which guy?
Lon?
The guy
There's
who
a lot of
stopped
guys.
being a guy because he stopped being alive because they cut his throat with a knife.
Oh, Orland Dane.
We should spread that the drum was out to get Orland Dane.
If we knew who he was or what
Or
happened.
why you would need to do that,
Yeah.
but you don't.
Well-
you just know that the drum might be caught somewhat unawares at
No one
a place called Madame Marguerite's.
Okay.
All right.
Resolute. Double zero.
Hey,
Zero.
thank you, Resolute.
Thanks for the 20.
He's like, 20, that was a good plan, Bogue. I'm giving you $20 for that.
All right, y'all.
Thank you.
To Margaritaville.
Yeah.
Ah,
For those margaritas.
now, what kind of establishment is this?
Look, I'm.
It's a fortune teller's.
It's a fortune teller.
That's what you heard.
All right. Well, I heard it's some sort of fortune tellers, but by the clientele who is there, I assume they probably have something of a less savory trade going along with it.
All right.
There's always fronts for these sort of things.
Well, yeah, I assume it's a bunco artist of some sort, but what isn't around here?
Yeah. Well. All right. I guess we'll figure it out when we show up.
And as you guys are talking about that and heading in the direction that this place, that you were told this place is, you see heading down the street from the opposite direction, James and Rosaline.
Wait, do we see them?
Yeah, at around about the same time.
Oh.
No, I think we would know that they were intending on investigating Bayou Vermilion, right?
Yes. Well, no, actually, no. He
Not
hadn't
at
shared
all.
anything about that.
You haven't shared the telegram
what it
with
says
us.
in
and
writing.
stuff?
You know about the
He
telegram.
shared the telegram, but he hasn't talked about his plans at all. Homebrew dwarf, thank you
Thank
very
you very
much.
much.
Hey, 230.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Pew pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
Rose, James, this is a rather mighty coincidence, all of us showing up here at the same time.
What are you
What time of
doing
day is
here?
What time of day is it?
Yeah.
Like mid-afternoon.
Okay.
We're trying to head off some potentially rather powerful enemies before they have a chance to kill Howell in his sleep. What are you guys up? What are y'all up to?
We're on the trail of the Baron.
Did you find some clues? Information, something?
Well, we're trying to. This is the place that we've been led to now.
Well, I mean, tell us what you got and we'll work it out together.
We heard that the bear might do some business at Madame Marguerite's, so this may be the place that he and the Wraith are meeting up.
What did not punch that man in the loins, and now he's dead somewhere?
Oh, you're talking about
bear?
the bear? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
The bear is dead,
The bear is dead.
but we're looking for the Wraith, and the Wraith was supposed to meet the bear.
Well, I thought your telegram said in 3 weeks' time.
Yes,
Yes.
but we have to get as much information as we can before he arrives, so we know where he's coming.
Oh, all right. Well, sorry, I'm new to schemes and such. But
Yeah, my instincts are that we should try and get some information to the Wraith. Currently, nobody knows where the bear is for sure except us. If we're to get that information to the people who do the communication between them, I'm sure we can find some way to set it up so that we can set a new location from the bear.
Well, that's what we're working on.
Well, all right.
They worked all over it.
This establishment is a small, unassuming, 2-story brownstone building with a
Small sign out on the front of
Is it
it.
called the Red House?
It is not.
Thought the same thing.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. But cool. No, it's called Madame Marguerite's. It has a sign just above the door with what looks like a wide open eye that appears to have rays of some kind coming out of it.
Does that mean anything to me? Anybody?
looks like a real shiny eye that can see a
Okay.
lot of stuff.
Well, do we just want to walk inside? Or there's 4 of us. Is that weird? I don't.
I mean, out of the 4 of us, I'm probably the most likely to get duped by somebody. Is that, am I
All right.
reading that right?
How? Just say less as the rest of us handle.
Well, I'm just saying, what if we let me get duped?
Are you sure you'll be able to talk your way out of the situation once you are in the duping position?
Maybe.
Well, I will
think
say
so.
there does seem to be a fair amount of women in this town who do not like Madame Marguerite. So maybe if you go in there, whatever it is that's going on, spend a little time, then I can come in as your angry wife and get you out of whatever situation you might have walked into.
So clarification.
Yes.
My read, when you were describing it earlier, before we heard the fortune-telling stuff, was that this is basically a brothel. Is that incorrect? Did I completely read that wrong?
That was not the information that you got.
Sure.
You got that the drum goes here, and it's a fortune-telling place.
Okay.
They got some different reads on the situation, but you did not.
All right. So I wouldn't have any.
This is a fortune teller's. You go, that makes sense. The drum seems like kind of a stupid
Yeah,
group.
well. Look.
Also, we have unlocked plot armor redux.
Oh,
Starting next session, plot armor tokens can be spent as table blue fate chips. So thank you very much,
Thank
Mysterious
you.
Strangers.
Wow.
Chat.
That's really
opening
good.
up some versatility.
Yeah. All right. Look, if it seems like men are usually the ones to come in here, I think you've got a good plan there.
wait, why does this seem like that?
I think that it might be a front for something else.
All right, I mean, why can't women be on that front?
How? I don't think she's talking about a front that particularly caters to women.
Do you know what I do, Howell, for a career?
I have an idea.
I think
Bo
that's
kind
what,
of steps away and
I think that's what this
that a
is
tree?
for.
Look, now how about Howell and I go in? We can be the front of the whole thing. I'm simply bringing him to let off a little bit of steam. And you show up as the jilted wife or fiancée of some sort. We've done things like this before. I think it should be something of a standard.
Yeah.
You should probably be his wife. I'm no good at fooling.
I thought you were the one who was going to go in and be duped.
I'm good at getting duped. I'm not good at duping others, is what I'm saying.
Fine, yeah, we can
All
do
right,
it that
yes.
way. We've done it plenty of times before.
How you just continue to be as naive as you naturally are.
No, I feel like you're redirecting some of this anger towards me. You should be looking at each other. You feeling this? Is it just me?
You're like halfway down the street. Oh, another tree.
Howell, do we want
A lot of
James?
trees on this street.
You just gussy off.
Do we want to do this or not?
Yeah, no.
Then let's
if it
get it
gets
done.
us
All right.
closer to big old B, we'll do it.
What is your end game here, aside from trying to pawn off Howell on this woman?
Very good question.
Well, I think we're trying to figure out what this place is, who this woman is, and what her tie could possibly be to the bear or the baron, and for whoever the hell you're looking for.
If nothing else, this will simply set us as a regular set of customers who would have reason to sneak back somewhat under the radar in another couple days.
We're getting good with the drum. Might be able to find some more information underground.
Yes. It's also the sort of place where no one asks too intently if you're using false names or you don't want people to know you've been there. And I think if we establish ourselves to the people who run it as potential regulars, then we are setting ourselves up for being a little more accepted when we do have to bring down whatever hammer it is we are trying to bring upon this place.
That's a good point, Howell. Why don't you come up with a new name right now? Because I don't think you'll be able to do it on the spot.
What? But people kind of know me. I don't know if that's gonna. I guess we could try.
It doesn't have to be a real fake name. It just has to. It can even sound like you're using a fake name. People will expect that.
All right. What about Henry? Do I need a last name?
Let's make it Hank.
Henry.
Hank's
Hank?
a little more casual. No. Hank instead of Henry.
Hank Henryson.
Hello.
All right, Hank. I'm Hank.
Hank, don't worry about a last name.
All right. Just me? With a fake name?
I'll come up with something on the fly.
Oh, all right.
So you guys are going up to the front steps. Mm-hmm. James and Rose are hanging back. Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So you walk up the front steps, knock on the door. Mm-hmm. Okay. There is a moment.
Gabe takes his hat off as he goes to the door.
Uh-oh.
And he sort of puts on an affectation of being a little nervous.
And a woman answers the door.
Oh.
And she is stunning. She is very young, very beautiful, immediately gorgeous. She is wearing a dress that does not leave a whole lot to the imagination. And she has kind of like a weird scarf on her head, and she says, "Oh, hello! You have come seeking the wisdom of Madame Marguerite."
Oh, we can come back.
Or are you two gentlemen looking for something?
You seem to be not dressed or something.
Or are you looking for
Hank,
having your fortunes read?
we were told, we were told this is somewhere we could go to get, he kind of fiddles, Gabe kind of fiddles with his hat, like nervously.
Oh, okay, yeah, come inside.
Palm
Yeah,
reading?
come inside. Yeah, come, just get inside.
Okay,
Get inside.
they go in.
Okay, you guys go in. Mm-hmm. She closes the door behind you. Okay, so both of you, or just are we doing like one at a time?
Oh, yeah. Well, keeping it separate, please.
Okay.
I
All right. I'm sorry. I don't think I've met you before. First time here.
The first time, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I was told this was the place to go for the best fortune telling
Honey, I'm
in
gonna,
Denver.
I'm going to tell your fortune. Did anyone tell you about my rates?
Well, we're men of means. I don't mean to brag,
I'm
but
glad to hear that. Which one is first?
well, Hanky, you're the one who's had a bit of bad fortune recently. He could use a fortune telling.
That's right. Yeah, well, I'll go first.
Now I'm gonna real quickly just clarify with both of you nervous gentlemen. You are not, in fact, looking for an actual fortune telling. Am I reading that situation correctly?
No.
I just don't want to get into an awkward situation here in a little bit, just so you understand.
No. I'm sorry. I thought there was a certain level of ruse-ery we were supposed
the door
to keep
is closed, honey. We're good now.
up. Okay.
All right.
Oh, that's a relief. You don't mention people came here if people come asking, do you?
Oh no, I'm very discreet.
Oh, I appreciate that.
So Hank, shall you and I retire upstairs? We can discuss business and maybe get to know each other a little bit better. She's making you nervous.
Have a good time. Have a good time, Hank. I slide a couple bucks into I slide like a little bit of tip money to him. Like I just give him some extra money. Have a good time, Hank. Do you have a bar, saloon I could loosen up or something?
I don't have a bar, but there's just a little sitting room over there. If you just want to take your hat off, take your coat off, get comfortable.
Appreciate it.
I'll be
man.
down for you in a bit.
Do you mind if I just have a smoke down here real quick before we go up there?
Oh, honey,
just
you can smoke upstairs.
I'm
fine with that.
I assume that we would have agreed on like a time frame because I don't know when. Otherwise,
Yeah, but I want time alone to like look through the place.
yeah. But
I'm trying to indicate to Hal like.
All right. Yeah, I'll smoke upstairs. Let's get a wiggle on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing a new thing. Who was it that referred you? I just want to make sure I give them a little bit of credit for bringing new customers.
He didn't tell us his full name. We were asking around at a bar. He called himself Ursa Major. He was talking about he wore a big old skin like an animal skin. He said it was the best thing to have around.
All right,
here.
who are you two?
What?
All right, listen. You go tell Adrian Meeker that he doesn't just get to have his way just because he is who he is. All right? Now whatever it is that you're trying to do here, you can leave. Okay?
Look,
he already owes me quite a lot of money, and I am not interested in putting anything else on his tab.
Look, I'll be honest with you here. He's not paying for it. He just
yeah.
The man just gave us the information. Look,
listen.
I know I called him Hank, but this is one of Mr. Meeker's fighters, and he just needed a bit of release.
I'm sure everyone's got a sob story. I'm very sorry. But I find myself suddenly no longer in the mood. So
in the middle of this,
you two can leave.
I'm just gonna. Is the door open? Is
No,
it
it's
unlocked?
closed. It is not locked.
Yeah, well,
They're still
I was
standing in
going
the
to
entryway.
barge in through the door and just be like, Hank, what is it that you're doing here?
Oh, it's my wife.
You're here with this woman.
Yeah.
Who are
Ordinarily I would be affecting a little bit of a personality here in order to disguise what's going on, but you say this woman is your wife?
Yeah, that's right. What's wrong? Why can't she be my wife?
And she kind of stops, and she looks at you for a second, and then she looks at you, and then at you.
I'm still holding my hat nervously.
Where's the other one?
What are you the other one? What? Do you have more of them in here? Excuse me, you don't shush me like that.
There's a fourth one of you.
Let's get out of here.
Where is the
What
fourth?
do you mean a fourth one?
Where's the other one?
What are you talking about?
Where's the other man?
What are you talking about?
Where's the other man?
Get more specific.
I think that's specific.
No,
enough.
it isn't. Say what you mean.
You all can drop this.
All right. Okay.
What? Who are you people?
What are you talking about?
Where?
Why would you expect there to be another man?
Because it's coming off of you. Where is the other one?
What do you
Coming
mean?
off of us.
Is he nearby? I think he is.
What are you talking about?
She just kind of walks past you and just opens the door. Where are you?
Across the street.
Okay. She opens the door and she just kind of looks around for a moment and then she zeroes right in on you. And she says, excuse me. She's stunning.
Sorry.
It kind of catches you. It kind of catches you off guard.
Could you come here? No, you.
You get up and walk over there.
You come inside? Please.
Ma'am, I don't know if you mistake me for someone else.
Just get in the house.
All right.
People are not as good at this as you think you are.
All right.
Yeah, I said that.
So perhaps I'm reading the situation wrong, but the impression I'm getting is that your little psychic gig is a little more than a front.
Listen, I need to know one thing. Are you working with Adrian Meeker and his ilk?
God damn it, Gabe.
Well,
Well, I'm sorry. I tried to be roundabout. but the
It's a
woman had
simple, straightforward question.
No, we are not working with Mika or any of his associates.
I didn't think so.
are you?
No. Sometimes I do against my better judgment, but Mr. Meeker can be very insistent. But no, there's something strange about the four of you. Will you join me in this other room?
For what purpose?
Just join me
Well,
in the other room.
I apologize, but I don't know you, and I don't know if we can trust you or not.
Well, that didn't seem to stop you from bursting in my front door and trying to lie to me, so if you'll grant me just a little bit of grace,
We did
I think I
barge.
can explain what's going on here.
We did barge into a lady's home, and we should respect her wishes.
Please.
This is why I don't call Howell
Rose.
very often.
I kind of put a hand on her arm. If something goes wrong, you know we can handle ourselves.
I do. I just think we've walked into a lot of dumb situations lately.
She just kind of looks at all of you for a moment and then just walks ahead through a doorway that is covered with beads and just kind of parts them and walks inside. This way.
Follower.
Yeah, get there.
Okay.
I fumbled through it.
This room is also very dimly lit. All the windows are covered and there are candles lit and there's all sorts of like knickknacks and occult paraphernalia just on shelves and things around. You can tell this is very much an ostentatious show. Like this, well, both of you can tell actually just
Sure.
right away. Like this is put up to present something.
Yeah. I assumed it was a cold reading thing.
Yeah, but she's sitting at a table and she says, "Will you please have a seat?"
No harm in that. I take a
Psychics
seat.
don't exist.
Oh, well,
Well, that's more than likely true.
it's more than likely not.
Listen, my gut instinct is that you're all dangerous people and that I really shouldn't be talking to you, especially if you have any sort of relationship with Adrian Meeker, but I'm not just doing this for show. I put on a show so that men don't have to worry about their wives. They just all of a sudden develop an interest in the occult and the spiritual, but every now and then, ever since a few years back, I get flashes. And there's something strong coming off of all of you.
Yes. It's funny how much a front can end up being a little more than the joke you initially put it up as.
What
It
sort
is
of flashes
curious.
are you getting?
With your permission, I'd like to do a reading.
Why not? Why not? We're here.
Are these trappings really necessary?
These? No, this is just for show. This is kind of silly,
It is quite.
but
But it makes sense. It's a good front.
this though, this is something I'm feeling compelled to do, so I feel as though I should listen.
Very well.
Do you mind?
Go right ahead.
All right. Crap. Hold on.
Hold for music.
So, I don't know if any of you have ever had a tarot reading before.
It's been a while.
Load of bunk, mostly. It's a bunch of charlatans and people just trying to pull one over. I'm pretty good at it myself, but
I may have done a little cold reading in my day.
I had a suspicion. If I may, though, this is a bit different. I
It's
just
a little difficult to surprise us these days.
I'm feeling something specific, and I'm getting the indication that I should act on it. So please, if you could clear the table. I was eating earlier. I apologize. A little bit of, if you don't mind the crumbs. Thank you very much. Okay, let me just see what it is that the cards want. The Lovers. Usually this card would indicate union of a shallow, superficial degree with people. You are not someone who easily gets close to others. You like to keep them at arm's length while keeping them close, but this also recognizes a pure and total attraction and devotion to another, maybe a recognition of an equal. But there's an element of indecision present in the card. But as you can see, clearly, the Creator blesses this union.
Gabe is struck uncharacteristically quiet by this card.
Okay. Now this card is art, but the lovers appear on it again. That's curious. And she kind of looks back and forth at the two of you and sizes you up. But the significance of this card is that everything has changed. Things are not as they once were, and everything is inverted. So there's now a resistance to the union, as evidenced by the lovers trying to tear themselves apart. You can see that the fire of creation presence on the card demands that something old be destroyed in order to forge something new, but now that's strange. You can see that the crucible of creation is warded by a raven, some ill omen of bad things or even death.
Lovers.
Adjustment. Though more traditionally, this card was known as justice. It signifies the righting of a great wrong, but you can see justice herself hangs from something, perhaps a scale of her own, and in her scales are the bubbles of Maya, illusion, meaning that human justice is often transitory and imperfect. It's a recognition of justice being truly the existence of two opposing forces, and also a warning that the justice you seek may not be the justice you find. Well, now that's strange. I don't believe I've ever seen that card before.
The popcorn woman. What does that mean?
I have no idea. That's not a card that is in my deck.
All right, stop
Who
fooling.
are you people?
That's not funny.
Hold on. Let me draw you another.
I'm gonna get you.
Who's that for?
Okay, well, that's...
She stops and kind of steps back and looks at the four of you and says, "What is it exactly that you're connected to?"
Well,
And as she says that, you hear dimly from upstairs a piano start playing in a distant room, and she looks at the table and her expression goes kind of glassy.
Gabe immediately, and when he hears the piano, he gets up and like kicks his chair back behind him.
What?
Like it.
What is wrong? What's happening? Who's upstairs?
What are these faces?
He's never gonna leave us.
What do you mean he? Who are
And
you?
as she drops down that card that says "boo," there's a loud crash from the front room and the back room.
We've got to get out of here, everyone.
What is happening?
I've heard this music
What is going
before.
on? What are you connected to?
He's back.
And you guys see the flickering of flame coming through the front room, and you hear a hissing sound. James, will you make a spirit roll for me?
7.
7. All right, so you made it. But you suddenly feel something inside of you just start to feel like almost wither and pop, and you can feel your flesh opening up just a tiny bit on the side of your stomach, right where once you were struck by a poisoned knife. It's just a superficial cut that just a little bit of blood, you can feel it trickling out. And then you hear a hissing noise coming in from the front entryway. You guys are in a combat.
Woo!
James Bove. Ace of Hearts.
Ace of Hearts, baby.
Hal Melton.
9 of
9
diamonds.
of diamonds. Rosaline. 10 of diamonds. 2 of hearts.
2 of hearts. I'll wait until I know what's going on to
King of hearts.
cash in my joker.
And then for Madame Marguerite. 7 of diamonds. What is this? What's going on? What are you four into?
I think you should get out of here.
As you're saying that, you see come slithering in underneath the beads of this room 3 snakes with their tails rattling and a strange purple cast to their bodies that looks very unnatural. James, you are up.
Do I recognize these?
Oh,
snakes?
absolutely. You guys have seen these snakes twice before.
They're your best friends.
Yeah.
Somebody has poisoned the water hole.
Oh.
So there is
you?
now a potential snake in your boots.
Obviously,
Thank you very
it's
much.
going to get interesting.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
Super fast.
All right, do it.
Oh, okay.
Be back.
All right.
He's running super fast though.
You can also see the flickering of flames outside in the foyer. It seems like someone threw some sort of firebomb in through the outside.
Okay. I will draw my weapon and try and shoot it at the snakes that I see.
Okay. And you do have your weapon on you.
I do.
We established that.
Yes.
So which snakes are you shooting at? All of them? Are you fanning the hammer?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Want to fan the hammer?
2 at each snake or just 1 shot at each snake?
2 at each snake.
Okay. So you're drawing, and you have quick draw, so there's no penalty to drawing and shooting. And then 2 at each snake.
Yeah.
So you have the edge that gives you just a -2 to each
Hip
one of those
shooting.
shots.
Yes.
So make your shots.
Make a mincemeat bogue.
That's a 7 minus 2. That's a 5.
5 minus an additional 2 because they are small and hard to hit.
Oh, okay. So 1's gone.
That's a miss. Okay.
1's a miss.
There's an ace. Or no, that's a D10.
I know, I
no.
kept thinking that.
Yeah,
too.
So that's a 6 minus another 1.
which
so
is
it's-
4.
Yeah, it's -4 altogether.
Oh, it's -4 altogether?
Yeah.
My -2 and then a -2.
And then the
because they're
-2 for
small.
hitting them.
So it's a 4.
Okay, so that's a hit. Roll damage.
Oh, so close to ace.
That's a 6, 7, 8. Nope, 6, 7. Yeah, 7.
7 damage.
6, 7.
7.
I couldn't remember if my trademark weapon gave me bonuses to damage. But
Okay.
It's just shooting.
So you blast one of them and you just sever it neatly in half, and then your gun swivels to the next one.
That's not enough.
Okay.
It's a-
There's an 8.
So that hits again.
That hits. All right, roll damage. So 2 shots for each snake, but the second one's finding its mark.
That's a 9.
9.
Yeah.
Blow up the next one.
Okay.
Swiveling quickly. All this happening in the blink of an eye. It's a miss.
Ooh.
That's an ace.
Ace.
Ace on
On
the
10.
14.
That's a
10.
hit with a raise.
Yeah.
So go ahead and
Extra
roll an extra
D6.
D6.
So what's the
ace, baby?
Ace.
I think mincemeat.
what's the snake situation?
11,
He's banging the
15,
hammer at them.
16.
He just killed all 3 of them.
He just
Yeah.
killed all 3.
Classic Bogue.
All right. So you fire off all those shots and just pew, 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 just blast all the snakes. And you're getting ready to holster your gun and put it back in and get started on putting out these fires when you hear more hissing from behind you.
God damn it.
And Madame Marguerite whips her head around, and you can see through a darkened alcove. It looks like a hallway that leads out. There is also the light of flickering flame coming from there, and she says, "The back door." And in your car. Anyone higher than King?
No.
I'll get a 2.
Okay.
So
If
in
you're
some
going the other way,
games,
if you're going the other way,
yeah.
3 more snakes come slithering in from the back door.
come on, you guys, fan the hammer, everyone. I want everyone to do it.
One goes right for you, Hal.
Come and get it.
I'll fan the
One
persuasion
goes right
hammer.
for James.
Is that a fighting roll? What is that?
I'm just rolling to see which one of them which one of you they're attacking. And the third goes for Rosaline.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's just like picking a draw for you, but crappy. All right, so they come just slithering in through this alcove, and they come right up to you, like they know where you are, like they're being told where you are, and they just rear back and bite at you. So Hal will take you first here. What is it, the wig? Is it
Yeah.
falling off?
Yes.
Yes.
It's hilarious.
Okay, hold on. I'll just switch to my hat for this fight.
Okay.
And that's a 2. I'm gonna spend a piece of cursed Spanish gold to re-roll that. That's a 1. That's way worse.
Ah,
Yeah.
So I'll just spend a fate chip to re-roll that. That's a 5. What is your parry?
8.
8. All right. So that is not gonna hit. So it comes hissing up, and its tail is rattling, and it just leaps at you. And you manage to just kind of like kick it out of the way and send it skirting off to the side.
Can I counterattack it?
You have counterattack, right? And it did miss on a fighting attack, right?
Yeah, I don't know if
So
it was a fighting attack for a snake.
It is a fighting attack
Okay,
for
cool.
a snake. So yes, you can counterattack the snake.
Great. Let's
It's a
do that.
slither attack. These are electric snakes, so they use electric power. So you want to counter with the water.
Incorrect.
I'm a rock type.
Oh, okay.
I use my wild die as well. So is that a -2? Oh, well, that's crappy.
Wow.
I'm going to use one of my
Okay.
fate chips to re-roll it. That's still crappy. Another fate chip.
All right.
Okay. There we
There
go.
you go.
That's an 11 -2, so 9.
A 9.
Yeah.
That'll hit. Minus another 2. That's still a 7. That'll hit.
Great.
Because they're small. So roll damage. Not a hit with a raise,
Okay.
but a hit.
Okay. So that is this plus a d4 plus 2. So that is 7, 9.
9.
9.
Okay, so it leaps at you to bite, and you kind of kick it to the side, and then you just bring a fist down and just hammer it right into the ground, and its head just splats under your fist. Like you just you brain the snake
That's how we killed him on the farm.
right away.
You just
There's
get him
just a
in the
moment of like everyone just like.
But not too much of a moment, because another one's biting right at you, James.
Woo!
A 2.
Ooh, these snakes are not doing
They're
well.
not. I
picked these dice.
I'm gonna re-roll that. Yeah.
Good job.
Gaurav did pick these dice. Another
another
2.
He hasn't aced at all this session.
All right, I'll have to add a d6 to that.
You've activated his acing power.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
that's a 1!
3. What's your parry?
6.
Can't beat that. So it also comes striking for you, but you. How do you get out of the way of this snake?
Yeah. I just be like a snake. No, nothing fancy.
Just kinda jump
back? I probably might kick it a little bit or just kind of jump back.
Okay. And then last one comes.
I
striking
first
at you.
strike it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Right?
Cuts Jordan's hand off as she does.
You can't attack us if you can't have a hand.
So I get a free fighting attack. Hold on, let me find my fighting.
I meant Jordan, because you cut his hand. He can't roll dice.
That's a snake. You wouldn't need to do that.
Okay.
What?
Ace!
Oh, that's an ace.
Woo!
So what is that?
Ace and a
And
five.
that's at no penalty, right? It's just a free fighting attack when
Gets
they
a free
first.
fighting attack. Gets single foe moves adjacent.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is an 11 minus 2 for their small size, which is a 9, which is a hit, not with a raise, but a hit.
Okay, and then
Roll damage.
My strength. My strength currently. Oh, I aced.
Yeah.
9.
9. You kill it. You slice its head clean off.
Yes.
As it comes striking up at you, you just decapitate the snake. There is one snake remaining in here. Hand in your cards, snakes. Who's up next?
I was like, who's?
It was me. I'm the snakes. I think it's Rosaline.
Is it me?
Yep.
Okay, wait. There's another snake in here.
Yes,
Where
it's over
is
by
it?
James.
So how far is Jay? I don't
Not
know.
super far. It's not a big room.
I'm just gonna go over and try and stab it.
Okay. Are you making 2 attacks or just 1?
I'll make 2 attacks. Might as well.
Okay, because the first one's no penalty and the second one's at a -2, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, neato.
So it's at -2 and -4 because these guys are small and quick.
Okay, -2 and -4,
Yes.
and I'm using fighting. Oh, I don't have that. No idea. No idea. So -2, I assume would be my first one. I want to re-roll.
Do you want to add a d6?
Or yeah, I can do that.
All right. I just.
not spending this. Okay, I'll just put that right here. Where
This is our
Oh, those are yours.
this is our
pile.
table.
Oh, those are the table. Oh, there's all these table
yeah.
rerolls.
I'll just be like, I'll yell like, rolls to your left or something like that. Not great, but Common Bond give you one of my red fate
you.
chips.
But you're spending it as a blue.
No,
Okay.
I'm
No,
just
I'm
giving it
adding
as a
D-
red.
Right, I'm adding a d6, so I had a 3. So I had.
Yeah,
Oh,
6.
I aced it. Nice. So that adds 10. I don't know. What did I have before? I had a.
I don't think I can give fate chips as a blue.
I had 4 before.
I have no idea.
So it's an 8. Wait.
No, 10 minus 4. Right?
Sorry. No, it was 14.
What's happening?
Right, I added a d6 and I got a 10. So
Yeah.
14, so it'd be 12.
12. Okay, that's
For
a
the
hit
first
with a
one.
raise. Roll extra damage.
Do I roll damage before I do my second attack?
That was your second.
No, that
This is
was
your
the
first attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll damage with your first attack.
Roll
This
damage
is very
for the first
confusing.
attack.
A little bit.
Yes, it is confusing.
It might just die.
True.
Yeah, they're not tough.
4.
4? You shake it.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's right. No, 5. 5.
You shake it.
That is hard.
The snake is shaking.
Okay, second attack.
Yeah.
Nope.
You know what? I'm going to spend
I
a fate
missed.
chip to unshake it.
Whoa.
Well, damn. I got a 1. I mean a 2.
You
Anyway.
missed?
Yeah.
You don't want to re-roll that?
Okay,
Got all
fine.
this table,
You're right.
curse
Yeah, we got
gold,
plenty
you
of
got
table
fate
curse
chips,
finish
you
gold.
got.
You got 3.
You can
three
kill a
ice
snake.
chips.
I
Ace on 8.
So what? That gives me an 8.
12 minus 4 is an 8. That's a success.
Uh-huh.
Now with a raise.
Not with a raise.
Roll damage.
5.
5. You
Okay.
shake it. So you and this snake are locked in a battle of wills, and you're slashing
yeah,
at
snake?
it, and it kind of weaves to the side, and you slash at
Take
it
this
again,
then.
and it like rears back and kind of hisses at you, and its rattle starts flailing. It looks like it's about to strike at you.
What are you doing? Punch it in the head.
Like this.
Fan the hammer! Why can't you kill a snake?
I did kill a snake.
It's
my turn?
Yeah. You actually didn't go. You just killed a snake on its turn, so it's your
Great.
turn now.
I want to. I'll make 2 fighting attacks against it.
Okay.
What I want to do to describe this fighting attack is to run over, grab the snake by its tail, and just smash it against the floor.
All right. That sounds awesome.
So let's do that.
Plum awesome.
So this is the first fighting attack with no penalty.
If we just end
minus
this
2,
round of
'cause it's
combat
small.
on the first round, I'm
Oh,
going to be upset
okay.
that I didn't use my Joker.
It's a
It's looking pretty bad.
it's a 10 minus 2,
10
so
minus
8.
2, 8. So that is a success.
Great.
And it is shaken.
It is. Oh, right. It is already shaken. That's
Yeah.
right. Nope. I roll one of these. Great.
Kill it.
You know.
That is
Eat 'em.
plus 2, 8.
8.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna soak for the snake,
Wow.
Soaking snakes.
because otherwise it's gonna die.
That's fine.
I rolled a 3. I'll use this piece of cursed Spanish gold to re-roll that.
You're going to save the snake.
Oh no, that snake is so dead.
It didn't soak so good.
You come over and it's like getting ready to like rear back and strike at Rosaline, and its rattle is going like sticking up behind it. In a perfect spot for you to come over, just grab it by the rattle and just like whip it unfurled from its coil and just smash it to death on the floor.
Puny snake.
Which
You go
I
splat
think I
now.
have heard that that's a way to kill snakes before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it
is.
sounds
Yeah,
like
right?
it would be pretty
Super
effective.
safe. Try
I've
it
heard
at
that's how
home.
to kill turtles too. Like
If
you
it's
grab
outside-
a turtle and you.
Now, if a snake's outside, you punch it in the head, but if it's
Well, if you're
inside,
trying to get food.
you smash
Okay,
it.
what is happening? You guys can see that this place is on fire.
We need to
Like-
get out of here now.
Okay, I don't think, it looks like they got both the front door and the back door. We should go upstairs. Hurry, follow me.
Upstairs, is there a way out if we go upstairs?
Yeah, of course there's windows, just follow me.
All right.
I know my own place, and she runs through the curtain and kind of like dodges out of the way of like the building fire in the front entryway and just runs upstairs. Are you guys following her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
I guess so.
Okay, so you guys run up the stairs behind her, and she's in like a very nicely appointed, super comfortable looking bedroom, and just throws a window open and says, "Look, just you can climb right out here. I've done this to get away from people that fell asleep that were unpleasant. Just get right out, right out.
All right.
After you, after you.
No, I'm going last. I gotta make sure everybody gets out.
Just someone go."
I'll go.
I'll help Rose out.
Okay. There is actually a pretty clear path on this ledge out here. It looks like she has made some sort of climbing like platform for herself. So you can just sort of like easily climb down the side of the wall here.
All right, now you, ladies first.
Just get out of here.
What?
You go.
All right.
Burning fire. Burning fire. Get out.
All right, I go out. If Rose is already out, I'm going to go out.
Get out.
Jump.
Get out.
Well, what about you?
Get out.
All right, it's your home. I get out.
Okay. And she comes right down behind you. And she says, "Now help me put this fire out."
All right, where's the water?
And she just like, people are stopping in the street and like looking around because this place is like going up. And she says, "Get some buckets, get some water." And they all
Don't
start,
just stand there, everyone.
they all start mobilizing, and you could see like one of them like running off. "I'll tell the deputy," and starts running down. So everybody, the Denver people are not used to everything just spontaneously lighting on fire in their city, but they're prepared for it. So they're able to mobilize a pretty quick bucket brigade and put out most of this fire before too much of her stuff is badly hurt. There's so much wig in my mouth. And as they are all doing that, she pulls the four of you aside. She says, "What in the hell is attached to the four of you?"
It seems like we have a lot of things attached to us currently. So which one are you referring to?
Whichever one was putting cards in my deck that seemed to be taunting you.
Look, there are some forces that are at work in this world.
I'm well aware.
Well, then all you need to know is that the ones that have decided that we are their pet project are not ones that people want to deal with, but we are doing our best to work against them.
If you know about them, then what sort of things do you know?
I need to take you somewhere. You got plans?
No, I
Not
don't.
anymore.
Come with me. And she just starts marching down the street, leaving people to like put out the fire in her home.
Oh, all right.
All right. Have you heard of an establishment in town called the Explorer Society?
Yes, I have.
All right. Well, I think it's time that we speak to them.
All right.
Okay.
And she kind of takes you like just marching down a couple blocks into the business district.
I don't remember this. Is it something we heard about? Or
No, it is
Something
not.
that I
It's something Rosaline
found out
discovered
about.
on her own in a Twitter RP.
And I mentioned it
Oh.
to James at least, I
Yes.
think, at one point, but I don't know if I mentioned it to anybody
The
else.
Explorer Society is a club of sorts in town, as far as she knows, that Mayor Caleb Hornsby seems to frequent. But that's all she knows. And there is kind of like a building, like down here in the society area, where you have like your cigar shop, and you have the saloons that the city councilmen frequent. Kind of a bit removed from all of that is a decently nice looking building that has a small brass plaque above the door that says the Explorer Society, but it seems to be shuttered down, and you can tell this because there is a young woman in front of it just pounding on the door and peering through the windows. "Is anyone in there?" Who you immediately recognize as Idella Beals.
Inside?
No, she's outside.
Oh, she's outside.
This is the woman that was following you around on the
Right.
on the street.
Hey, I know
Oh, I
you.
remember her.
Yeah.
Right?
Idella, what are you doing here? Madame Marguerite. I'm so happy to see you. I was just trying to. I've been meaning to talk to you because I need to get my fortune read, and I know that you.
All right,
the
cut
best.
the bullshit.
Yeah, they know.
We've met before.
They're past all that. Just listen. Why are they? Is no one here right now? And Idella kind of looks around at all of you, and she looks at Madame Marguerite, and Madame Marguerite just kind of sighs exasperatedly, and just gestures at her, and she says, "No, I don't think anyone's here. I was actually, Marguerite, I was actually here because I need some help with something, and I thought the Explorer Society could provide me with some people, but you say..."
What is it that the Explorer Society is? How can they help you?
You sure they can be trusted?
We can be trusted.
I don't know much, but they seem to know at least a little bit about what's going on, and I think that they might need a little help from you.
From her.
And Idella kind of looks across the street, down a ways, like around the corner from the Explorer Society, and she says, "One second, I'll be right back. I just got to go talk to my boss."
Who's this boss she's talking
Just-
to?
Just stand here for a moment, okay? A lot has happened in the past few minutes, and we just need a moment to process
A lot
this.
continues to happen.
Ooh, no, honey, shush. And she just kind of Marguerite stands there for a minute with her eyes closed, and Idella comes running back up with a man in a black hat and a black coat, and she's saying, "Listen, I know, but Marguerite says they're fine, and I think maybe they can help us with this, and they might need help too. All right, who are these people? They're right over here. Here they are." And the man looks up. And Agent Detweiler looks at the four of you and says, "What the fuck?" And
Son of
cuts
a
to black. And that's where we'll end it right here.
Oh my god.
I imagine I said that at the same time.
Yeah.
What
I
the
should have used
fuck?
my Joker the first time.
No, it's well, you know, you guys are just super good at killing snakes now. You guys are veterans.
We're getting better.
How many times have you fought these snakes?
We fight a lot of snakes.
So many times.
Please.
Twice before.
Twice. Yeah, but still, that's a
Three
lot. And that's where we're gonna cut it off here, guys.
Nice.
A lot of things just happened there in a
Yes.
short span of time.
Woo!
They did.
But Agent Detweiler, for those of you who may not remember, was one part of a duo of Pinkertons that were in Coldwater Creek asking James Bogue a lot of questions.
Is Shepard okay?
Is Shepard okay? He's not here.
I hope Shepard's okay.
I guess we'll find out next week
Whoa.
on Wildcards. But guys, I want to say thank you very much for hanging out and tuning in with us. And thank you very much for your generous tips. And thank you for
Thank you so much.
coming in and supporting the show and sharing about it. We very much appreciate it. Be sure to tune in on Sunday for Tempting Fate. They are going to be doing the final part of their 3-part Evil Dead arc. This is going to be closing out this storyline, and I think they're going to be going on a little bit of a break after this. So are we saying yet what's coming in their place, or are we going to wait to...
Yes. Champions of the Earth, which is a podcast run by Colin Kelly, is going to be sitting in for a couple of weeks after Tempting Fate, and it will be Champions of the Past.
Ooh.
And it will be a canon connection to the Champions of the Earth. So that'll be 2 weeks on Sundays at 5 o'clock. But yeah, this Sunday is the final Evil Dead Part 3 Army of Darkness, as it were, Tempting Fate.
So tune in for that. 5 p.m. Pacific time on Sunday. It should be a lot of fun. And yeah, I think, does anybody have anything else they would like to promote?
Yes, you can tune in right here on Tuesday to see the second part of Tyler Rhodes' mini campaign of Starfinder that I will be in. And that's fun, and it's great, and it's the second part of a 3-part mini campaign. And also check out my podcast, This American Lie, that I'm part of.
All right. Megan?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Meghan Caves. It's MEGHANCAVES. You can also catch me on Wednesday nights on our D&D show. Iron Keep the Garav is also on. We're doing the Barrier Peaks right now. It's 5e. And then Garav, Jordan, and I have a podcast where we talk about GM and RPG stuff. It's called Experience Pointers, and you can find us on Twitter at EXP Pointers Pod. If you back here at Saving Throw Show, $10 or up on our Patreon, you can get access to that podcast a week before everybody else.
Garav.
You can catch me on all the social things at DoubleGXG, and I'm also on all the things Megan said because we're the same person. So just pretend I said all those things too.
We get confused all the time.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's really weird. I almost wore the corset today.
Yeah.
I've left with him several times and gone, I have to go back and get Megan.
Yeah,
I let this happen every time. Too.
Yeah, he does.
And the weird thing is,
I don't
like,
know
I'm going to Garav's house at that point. Like, I don't even,
It's very
you know.
strange.
Grav doesn't talk off camera. He just goes quiet.
Then we just point him at the corner.
Anything else, Tom?
Did you mention the Wildcards podcast?
I haven't yet. No.
No.
You
Oh.
can.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all
great.
you, buddy.
I knew
That's
somebody
me.
would.
So we are turning this into a podcast. So past episodes are going up now. Episodes 0 and 1 of the first season are now available to everyone where fine podcasts are found. And if you are a Patreon backer, again at the $10 level or up, I believe, you can get episodes 2 and 3, right?
Yeah,
are
2 and
now
3 are
available for you guys a week before they are available to everyone else in the world.
And
so.
then Monday will be 4 for Patreon, and for everyone else, you'll get access to
2.
2. Yes. Keeping track.
Yeah. So basically, we're going to go through the whole back catalog and try and catch up to where we are now, and yeah, trying it out. Let us know. Leave us some reviews if you like what you hear.
Yeah.
That'd be helpful.
We'd appreciate.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And you can find all of us on our Wildcards Twitter accounts. We do some between-session RP that some of which came up, quite a bit of it came up tonight
Yeah, it did, actually.
at the table. So definitely check that out. You can find me at wildcards_GM. Megan is at wildcards_Meg. Jordan is at wildcards_JP. Garav is at wildcards_GXG. And Dom is at wildcards_Dom. But if you follow just one of those accounts, follow Wildcards Marshall. All of the Twitter RP I collect as moments, and you can see those when they are posted, and I will be collecting those and pinning them to that page so that you can go through all of those moments.
We also try to post everything under the hashtag WildcardsRPG. So everything's collected, and that goes for anything to do with Wildcards.
Real quick, that whole little encounter with the fire and the snakes was unlocked last time due to cabin fever.
Oh my.
Someone, I won't say who, but someone is not taking too kindly to being told to wait and not make any move, and just felt like getting into a little bit of mischief. And since you guys unlocked someone poisoned the water hole, he brought a friend with him to cause a little bit of trouble. So thank you guys for complicating that situation just a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and also not appearing, but the snake guy is Clem, Patreon NPC by Christian Linke. And very, very quickly appearing, Addie is a Patreon NPC from Shimmickson. You guys, if you are Patreon backers at the $25 level and up, you can create an NPC to put into the world of Wildcards. There are several at this point, and they are cycling in and out, and it's been pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. Thank you guys for playing.
Thank you.
Isaiah.
Thank you for running everything behind the
Yes,
scenes.
thank
Let's hear it for
you.
Isaiah. Thank you. It wasn't me this time. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
Thank all of you mods in chat and everyone in chat who's hanging out. We appreciate you being here, and we'll see you next Friday for another episode of Wildcards. So I will raise a glass to you.
What?
Yeah, everyone raise a
This
glass.
is different. He's mixing it
Yeah,
up.
What's
take
happening?
Take a drink.
Okay.
Surprise finger guns. You fell for it. You fell for it.